Hey!
Hi. Welcome in, folks. My name is VooDoo Val, and I am joined by my new best bud, Emily. How are you, Emily?
I'm doing well. I was a little secret meeting before the show, but we're ready now.
Over top secret information.
Super secret.
But yes, I am VooDoo Val, and I'm going to be hosting Emily today. We have got some pretty awesome stuff planned for this morning, afternoon, evening.
Wherever you're tuning in from.
Time-appropriate salutations to all of the folks in the chat. We're going to be, pool toy packaging.
I know, it's a little bit hard to say. I should have phrased that better. Inflatable summer pool.
But I feel like pool toy is pretty universal.
It's the packaging.
What the problem is, I need to learn to read. We'll
cover that later in the stream, so stick around.
We will go over that later. But first of all, hello to all of our friends in the chat. I see that Jeff Miller is hanging out with us today. I see Keys is here. Sean Kosel, welcome in. Felipe and Andy over on the YouTube chat. Thank you so much, friends, for jumping in. If you have not already, if you're hanging out with us over on Behance, check out our YouTube channel. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, we'll sing you to us. Thank you.
I will not be singing.
I will sing by accident. I make no promises, but it'd probably happen. But yeah, check out our YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you would like to stay up to date with all of the wonderful things that are going on here on Adobe Live, you can also check out our Instagram, which is a fabulous place to be and hang out. But let's hang out with my super cool friend over here. Let's say she's like,
it's me.
It's me. Why don't you, just in case anybody is unfamiliar, tell everybody a little bit about you, about what you do, your favorite topping for pizza, and what we're going to be doing today.
Goodness. Okay, I'm going to start with the hardest one. My favorite topping for pizza is... Oh, that's hard. I'd say probably sausage. I'd like the crumbly one.
That's pretty good.
Would be my favorite. And some spicy chilies on it. Amazing.
I had my hand on the eject lever if you said pineapple.
No. And then it would just be me the rest of the stream. Val's gone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but I'm Emily Poulin. I'm a graphic designer, a freelancer. I live in SoCal, so enjoying my time up here in NorCal. It's a little bit colder up here, but I love it. And today we're going to be working on some really fun packaging. I'm going to be doing some stuff in Adobe Firefly and then working on Illustrator using the 3D tools there to make some really fun, exciting packaging. So that's the plan. That's about me. Packaging is what I do a lot of in my day job, and then just like brand support work and branding. So yeah.
Nice. Also, great sense of humor. I feel like I have not caught an Emily stream yet that hasn't made me laugh. So.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, that's in the bio. It'll be on there.
Yeah. Hi, I do this, that, also super funny.
Sometimes funny. If not, probably not your taste. I don't know.
Actually, I'm always funny.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's you.
Respectfully. Okay. So these are not my dog, but they're very cute. We're just on Adobe Firefly right now, and so we're going to get started in starting these generations here.
Yeah.
So I just want to preface, because I feel like I know you are an amazing illustrator, and there are a lot of amazing, wonderful illustrators and designers who are on the stream. The drawings you're about to see are not that. They are just really average, small, quick line drawings that we are going to generate into bigger and better things.
The program you were about to see may not be suitable.
I just want to preface that you're not like, oh, I tuned into a design art stream and that's what she drew. I just want to preface that.
I just want to preface also by saying I love the drawings that you have for these.
Okay, great.
They delight my heart, and I'm looking forward to them.
Okay, so what we're going to start off with, I'm going to roll up the sleeves. I got a little warm there.
Uh-oh.
We're getting into work mode here. Okay, so we're going to be doing like the round inflatable pools that you like have in your backyard. I feel like as we go into summer, I live near the beach, so that's for me, but if you're more inland or you just don't like the beach and you want a pool, we're going to start with that. So I'm going to do like round vinyl pool. I'm going to be color specific. I really want to do lavender packaging, which is
speaking of my heart.
Lavender is L-E-V. It's all E's?
L?
No, it's L-A-V-E-N-D-E-R. I always think it's A-R. It is not.
Purple
we have spelling.
Is my jam.
Yeah,
lavender
perfect.
Is my jam.
Her glasses are kind of purple. Yeah. Amethyst.
My powder lavender glasses.
It's perfect. Oh, powder lavender. Is that the actual? Yeah, of course. Designers would know. Okay. Round vinyl pool lavender. I'm going to do scalloped edges because I'll show you in a second here. We're going to use Structure Reference, which is a really amazing feature and why I have this little tiny drawing that you're going to see. I also think that it will pick up scallop edges and not give me like an actual scallop, because that can go in the pool, but would not be part of the pool.
Yeah, I would be concerned if someone was like, hey, come hang out
with my scallops.
Yeah, I'd be
Get on in there.
What is this?
Okay, so I'm just going to upload a photo here. So here's the gorgeous photo that had so much lead up to it. I'm trying to scale it up for you so you can see a little bit bigger.
That's my favorite drawing.
It doesn't want me to show it any bigger. So this is as big as it's going to get.
Okay.
I drew this very quickly, and it's going to be perfect, though, for our needs.
Chef kiss.
So about uploading an image, it says, hey, we want to make sure that everything's good here. And I'm going to say, it is. I drew this. It is my right to upload this image. So when I did lavender, you can see that it put it in the pool here. And this was before we had structure. Sorry, I didn't put it in the pool. It put the pool in lavender instead of the color. We don't have structure reference yet, so that's why. So I uploaded my image here. As you can see her sitting there. I'm going to do the strength in the middle for now. We can do it up a little bit more, but this will be for now. But it got the overall vibe. So this is looking good. And then I want to make sure that it's photo, not art content, because this will give us, I'll show you a little different version here.
See.
So you could do this maybe. I'm thinking actual packaging, right? You want to see the product that you're buying. And so like the visual render might be a little bit difficult. So we're going to start with the art just to see it and then do a photo in the end. But yeah, see, this is, why is it in a lavender field? Okay, let's do, maybe it needs to be closer.
Lavender color?
Yeah, around.
Or light purple?
Oh, let's do light purple.
Yeah.
Light, oops. Purple.
Yay, singing stream. Do you take requests, Val? No, I only do this by accident.
It's only when she's inspired, okay?
Yeah. Sorry, Jeff, but, maybe I'll think about it.
The people have requests.
Trisha says, excited for today's stream.
Hi, Trisha.
We're excited to have you with us. And Andy says, incredible intro, big fan of Emily.
Andy is my husband, so.
Oh.
He's a paid actor.
I believe you, Andy. He's a paid actor.
Just kidding. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere here, but now we have a really fancy pool that is like, I don't know, in a Victorian era. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Okay, one thing that I'm noting here is that our pool is getting cut off, which I think is an interesting way to generate this image. It said you don't get to see all of it. So I'm going to change this actually now to be landscape to give us a little bit more of a complete picture here. And I'm going to change this back to photo, even though these do look kind of photorealistic.
They look like very aerial.
Yeah.
Like hangout spots.
Where she's going to brush her hair with the...
Yeah, with the fork, the thingamabob.
Yeah, what do they call that?
I don't know.
Chat, if you remember what she calls it, because it's not a fork. Throw it in there because we need to know.
Also, welcome in Jacob Phillips. Who's that guy? Weird. Frank, welcome in. Alessandra, hello.
Okay, so Firefly is thinking. It's putting its thinking cap on here. Okay, yes, we're getting where we want to go here.
Okay, these are like literally
like
this.
An
that
actual,
looks like the drawing that you did. Yes.
It's missing the flowers, which is interesting.
It is missing the
I'm
flowers.
going to put on here, I'm going to do flower outline drawing and see if that helps. So sometimes it gives you, well, oftentimes it gives you these prompt suggestions. So I'm going to read
That's
these.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, and so I think this helps give you like more detail and more information, right, for Firefly to do its magic. So I'm going to choose one of these with stroke and brush with pen and ink. Wow, it's giving me a lot of tools here. I'm going to do pen and ink.
Yeah, that seems...
Generate. And so the more we can give it, usually it helps, complete the picture. A picture's worth 1,000 words or a really accurate description, I think. So
I think it's really great that there are suggestions and stuff. Ooh. We're starting to get there.
Wow, it's designing inside the pool now. This is interesting.
That's actually cool.
Wow. Okay, cool. I'll give it a thumbs up.
It's great that there are suggestions and stuff because using Firefly has never made me more aware of like the fact that California speak is not
so different
what things are.
Yep, exactly.
And I'm just like, what do you mean you don't understand? You're giving me all these things. Then I realized that I've put like NorCal slang into Firefly's.
And Firefly said, I am not tied to the earth.
Yeah,
I am from everywhere.
Sorry. You have to actually tell me what it is. I don't know what you're trying to explain to me. So I've had to like learn to be really specific, and having those suggestions there can maybe inspire you to like be more specific about things that you maybe weren't thinking about.
Yeah. That was always my feedback when I would write essays in high school. My teacher, she'd always circle and she'd be like, be more specific. And I think that is exactly the Firefly experience.
What do you mean, man? It's the stuff.
Yeah, you don't get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting where I want it. This one's really beautiful though.
That's really good.
I might download this. What's so funny? Oh, thank you. There's other options here if we want to do those more.
Wow.
Do more with our image. Is one of the prompts that I think it said in the studio, and I think the funniest part is that it generated like dirt right here, which I feel like is every studio floor experience. Like it's always a little bit dirty.
Yeah. Yep.
So down to the details, it really knew what it was doing.
That light blue one. I mean, this one is the most like
accurate.
This is your vision. but I really like
This
that
one's
light blue
cool.
one seam. I don't even know.
I don't know
really
how
what's
you get in this
happening.
pool. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's actually an opening here.
This is like
It's
a
kind of-
pool that you would see in your dream. That
Yeah.
makes no sense,
Like,
but
how do I
like
get in here?
it's an echo of a pool, basically.
in the dreamland.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. So I like this one. So I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna do generate similar.
Ooh.
And I can thumbs up it and generate again. I think that would have a similar approach to it.
Yeah.
But so one thing that's different here is now it's going off of this as our structure reference, right? Well,
Okay.
oh, interesting.
These are like
This is a little more regal. It has like horns to it.
it's wearing a crown.
Yes, that's
This is the queen pool.
the queen.
Yeah.
This is the baby pool.
Yeah, I
It
was
feels
about to
like
say,
a
this
little-
is like
a
the-
bassinet.
Uh-huh. This one actually looks really comfortable, like on a lake.
Very small. It's a one-person only pool.
I just don't know how I would get up into it, like, because I'm seeing it
No,
like
it
an
would
inner
tip
tube
for
kind
sure.
of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Okay, so I'm gonna upload my image again because I think I got a little distracted. And we're gonna do one last one, and I'm gonna pull the strength all the way up because
Yeah.
I only had it at the middle, and it did pretty well. So we're gonna use the same prompt, and I'm gonna click generate, and all the way structure, reference, strength.
And I want to say hello to Nate in the chat. Aaron Torres saying that's hella cool. And that's
With the
one of
NorCal
those,
speak?
Yeah, that's one of the NorCal things that I don't think Firefly understands.
Firefly
These
said
are
thanks.
so good.
Mind blown.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was you. Sorry, I thought that was a comment. I was looking for it in the comments.
No, I mean me. Yeah, me.
Mind
My
blown
surprise.
in
Wow.
person. No, this is great. Amazing. Okay.
I really
Which one
love
do you
that
like?
color of the bottom right, but I know that that's probably not the vibe that
This
you're
texture-
going for the project.
It has like embroidery on it. Someone embroidered a vinyl pool.
I don't think that would work.
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all
I
the
know.
other three are really, really good.
This one looks a little too crinkly.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's not fully inflated.
a little too much.
Yeah, I like this one.
That one's good.
I'm gonna do one last one. I think it says studio. Let's not do close up. I think that's why it's getting cut off. So let's do
yeah, yeah,
scallop edges on white background. I would spell silhouette, but I can't, so I'm not going to.
That is such
Why is
a
there an H, like-
relatable
Thank
moment
you.
because I spell at least 2 or 3 things wrong whenever
Yep.
I'm streaming, and it's usually words like that, like vaguely French, and I'm just like
Silhouette.
I don't know.
Okay.
I will embarrass myself, so I'm just like dark shape. Like,
Outline.
find some other way.
Let me use a
yeah.
basic. Yeah, here at Adobe, we try to make relatable content. So if you can't spell silhouette, you're in the right place.
Yeah. Trisha, welcome in. Raquel, hello, welcome back. Aaron, welcome. Good to see ya. Susan and Alessandra says, I love this color purple. It's an amazing color. Girl, we are on the same wavelength right now. I'm digging them. These look great. I'd take these pool concepts would be so cool to manufacture, to be like take to a manufacturer
Yeah.
and be like, make this.
Okay.
Honestly, that's a great idea.
So that's kind of the idea, Jeff. So when we were thinking about what to stream today, I was like, oh, let's do something fun and like summer inspired. And so I feel like this is really the in-between spot of like maybe your sketches with the manufacturer or like you're trying to inform them of like, this is our end goal.
Yeah.
I think this is a really great in-between tool to build that out, right? Because you would
Yes.
obviously want to take a photo of the actual product and things like that. But this really brings it to the next level if all you had was this original sketch and you went to the manufacturer and you were like, like, can I have this? And they said, I don't know. But if you showed them
mean,
this,
can you? What do you?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, no one can fit in that. This I think helps a lot more, right?
I think another thing too is that like I've received so many strange napkin drawings from clients before where someone's
Can you
like,
make this
hey,
happen?
yeah, I was at the bar the other day and I had this idea and I was wondering if you could make this drawing for me. And I'm
I
like,
said, yeah.
I think maybe. I think the worst, like the absolute worst though, and I don't know if there's any other illustrators in chat that get this, but I feel like I have been asked so many times, oh, you draw? Can you make me a tattoo? And I'm like, no.
The tattoo request is always very stressful for me.
Yeah.
You know, because you're like, we're friends, and if I mess this up, I have to live with this.
Yeah, I
That's right.
not you. I have to look at what I did.
I know that I did this.
Yeah, every day. So there are actually some people out there walking around with
Some tattoos
with
up.
Val tattoos. Yeah,
That's amazing.
but I can't think about it. I can't,
No.
like I have to pretend.
sorry to bring it up right
didn't
now.
happen. Yeah, But yeah, this would be cool if somebody was like, yes, I was thinking, and then they show you this drawing, and you're like, how am I going to make that a thing that is with you forever? Put it into Adobe Firefly.
And
be
let
like,
Adobe Firefly, do the lifting for you.
Yeah.
So if you want to pool, okay. So what happened, I'm not sure why it keeps cutting off the edge here. So I just brought it into Photoshop and using the power of the full Creative Cloud situation here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fill in use Generative Fill to fill out the rest of the pool.
That one's good.
Yeah, here it was guessing a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not terribly wrong, but it's not terribly right.
I like the Adobe situation, Adobe Creative Situation.
Is that what I called it?
Yeah.
We're renaming it.
I want that on a shirt.
The Adobe Creative Situation. Creative Cloud is what I was going for. The Creative Suite maybe is the better word. So yeah, the situation is really working for us here.
The Creative Cloud situation.
That's so funny.
I love it.
Amazing.
I get tattoo requests all the time. Yeah, you do. Like if you tell somebody you can draw and they've been thinking about getting some new ink, they're like, maybe you can do it for me. And I'm like, that's the scariest thing I've ever heard of or thought of doing for you ever.
The trust, that's a lot of trust to have in somebody of like, you are the one. Although your work is so amazing that I would, be like, can I have that tattoo, please?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But I feel like as an artist, I would only get like words because like, if I put somebody else's art, I'm going to always be wondering, like, would I have done this differently?
Right.
And if I put my own art on me, I'll be like, I can't believe I put this on me.
Yeah, so having your own is so difficult.
Yeah, so I'll get a phrase.
I have one little word tattoo, because that was the same thought process. Okay, there we go. You know what? I give Photoshop some credit here. It doesn't know what a pool is. It's never been in one. It can't be in one. So... Okay, we made it work. So I'm going to merge these layers together. So what I was doing there for people who are wondering, I just used the marquee tool here and I made a little marching ant situation. And then I just did generative fill without a prompt because I think it had enough information to figure that out. If it got lost, I would do it or I put more information in, but I think it did a good job. So that's what I was doing to get the generative fill, and then Command D to deselect it. I'm going to merge these layers down because I'm going to remove the background. So yeah, select all those, merge those layers, and I'm just going to do remove background, which is incredible. Okay, so it did pretty well, but something strange did happen here. So I'm gonna use my brush tool by pressing B, and I'm gonna turn the color to black, a black selection here. And this is gonna allow me to paint out, the parts I don't want.
I am absolutely in awe of the fact that you are using like a mouse and trackpad to do this right now.
How do you use yours?
I use my drawing tool.
Ooh.
And I can't. I've done like quick selections with a trackpad and stuff. But like my brain is like, what are you doing?
We need to
this
hold something.
But I'm amazed at the control and like the smoothness that you are getting right now. That is really awesome. But I mean, it just goes to show different process for different people. This is great.
Yeah, I am amazed by people who have like the giant outside trackpad.
Sits
there.
Yeah.
One of my friends was talking. I think it was Aaron actually. He was like, "Oh, what about this?" I was like, "I could never edit a photo just using the trackpad alone. Like,
and
I
they're
need
just
a
doing
mouse.
because
you have to like click and drag at the same time, and I don't know if I don't know what's wrong. I can't.
It's already a lot of like hand dexterity stuff for me to be keeping track of in the first place.
Definitely.
And I took this job where I sit down all day because I am not a coordinated person.
We don't want to have to demonstrate any dexterity. Oops.
I'm not a graceful swan. I'm more of a goose. I'm a goose.
Yeah. Silly goose.
It looks like other folks in the chat are saying, yeah, there's nothing in my portfolio that says that I do tattoos, but I still get asked. That's so funny to me.
That's so accurate. You said this is not on my website. Nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel if people ask you about existing work? They're like, hey, could I get this thing tattooed? Like,
that's happened. That's how that's happened.
Okay.
Honestly.
Not like a fresh request.
I have a buddy that has my logo on him because my
Is he an employee?
No, he's not. No, but the first iteration of my logo was not really a logo. It was like when I first started out, and it was like a big like magical seal.
Oh, cool.
That I just like put on my art in the corner. So
amazing.
he was like, I was like, okay, if you want to get this tattooed, I said I'll send you the file because he asked me for like a year. He was like, I want this tattoo, and I was like, okay. If you want to do this, I said, you have to understand, though, that, like, I'm probably going to change my logo someday. I'm not going to keep it because you have it on your peck. Like, I'm not going to do this. And he's like, no, it's just super sick, and I want it. And I was like, fine. And so he's got it. And then I have somebody that tattooed one of my paintings on their back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I was like, that's wild. But
That's a commitment.
yeah.
A full back piece.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Let me scale it up. Does that feel better now? Sorry, everyone. You had a little awkward gap at the bottom.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel immersed.
You feel immersed?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fully in the pool now.
Yeah, I'm in the Adobe Creative situation.
I'm in the... We're going to have to dub over that. What she meant to say was Creative Cloud.
The Creative Cloud suite here at Adobe.
Yes. Is Suite's at the end of it? Creative Cloud Suite?
I think so.
All
I think
right.
the suite refers to, like, there's the Creative Cloud.
Suite as in,
And then the
yeah.
Creative Cloud suite means, like, more
whole
of the
situation.
other stuff. The whole
As
situation.
you should. Okay. So I spent some time cutting it out a little bit, just cleaning it up. It wasn't too bad. So I used the backslash tool to turn, if I was on the right layer, to turn on the layer mask so I could see it better. But I'm going to throw this black layer behind it just to give the actual contrast. Maybe a better color would have been like red or something, but just to see if my edges are looking clean enough. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to content fill this because something weird. This looks scary. This looks like something is trying to transport from another dimension. So I'm just going to...
Very nice.
Yeah, just fill this. I don't know. Maybe we could fill this with... I probably would need to make a bigger selection. Let's try that.
Yeah, but that'll be great.
Yeah, right? I think it'll fill it in. I also could do generative fill. Yeah, let's try that. Generative fill. And I'm just going to do with like purple... Let's see if this works. Purple vinyl smooth texture. How's generative fill been for you? Do you use it a lot in your work or no?
I actually do. I
Okay.
use generative fill to create, like, textures that I overlay in a lot of my work.
Oh,
you know?
that's so great. Yeah, because I'm
So-
original and...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And sometimes I
amazing.
use Adobe Firefly to generate, like, texture that I can sample. Like, I was painting
Oh.
crystals a while ago, so I
Okay.
was generating various crystals so I could, like, see, like, how
Cool.
color kind of works inside a crystal.
That's awesome.
You know? So...
Oh my gosh.
I do use it, reference and color palettes and textures and things.
She goes, I know what I'm doing. Please.
That looks great.
It looks perfect.
That looks amazing.
Great work, generative fill. I wish generative fill could have like a audio.
I wish I had it for my makeup.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Because I'm the kind of girl, like, just this morning, I feel like I've said this numerous times, but I say it because
Say it
it's
again.
true. I reach for Command Z or Control Z when I'm doing my makeup.
In real life, yes.
And I'm like,
no.
yeah. I was writing groceries on the whiteboard on the fridge the other day, and I went like this. with my iPad. I was like, oh, that's too small.
You're like, I could write this bigger. Or
Yeah. So that's the
Okay.
life of a techie person, I guess.
No, that's not true. There's so many times if I use Photoshop on my iPad, I'll like double tap to undo something, and then I'll tap. It's so bad. I'll tap a piece of paper.
Yes.
I'm like,
Oh my God. I'm
nothing
just
happened.
like, oh man. And I'm just, because that's the fresco gesture of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the two tap, and I'm like, what is my life?
Not us confessing our workflows here.
I like to pretend I would survive a zombie apocalypse, but truthfully,
But
I
can't
would be
Command
like,
Z it.
none of my gestures are working anymore.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna use the curves layer here to even out, well not even out, but just adjust some of this lighting because it's getting kind of dark on this side. I think this looks good.
That's looking
debating
really good.
If I should liquefy it, but this is gonna take away from some other stuff that I was gonna do, so let me just liquefy it just a little bit. Whoa. Okay, I'm just gonna make this a little bit bigger and I'm just gonna round
like
this
even
out.
it out.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah, because this side was looking a little squished.
I think that's a great idea.
I'm not gonna be too long here, even though I'm like, I could really fix this up.
So do you use, just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
do you use Liquify a lot? Because Liquify to me is like, so a lot of people either love it or hate it.
Okay.
You know, and I really like that you're using it for small tweaks like this,
Yeah.
because I feel like a lot of people shy away from Liquify because they've had an experience where it just like smears through a piece.
Like this.
But this is a really great example of like subtle Liquify that's like to great effect.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
to great effect.
To
I
great
like
effect,
that.
Yes.
Instead of the strength, it should have said that on Firefly.
Yeah.
To great effect.
To great effect.
One of my first jobs, I was working in house at like an apparel company, and so I had to do a lot of retouching of like beanies specifically, and so this became just something that I would have to like reshape it so it looked nice. So that's kind of I think where my experience with Liquify has come to
Gotcha.
or come from. So that's usually what I do it for.
Nice.
Just like small little things where you need to change like the shape of something where it's like to make it a little more true to what it would be, you know? Okay, so I have my photo. I corrected it to where I wanted it. This is her. She's looking great.
Her.
Yeah, sorry.
Love it.
She's just so happy. She's purple.
I also
you know.
assign like names and gender
I
and
know.
stuff to some of my projects.
I don't know why
that.
it happens.
Yeah.
It just does.
Sometimes they're handsome little guys, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes
wow.
they're really
Yeah.
cute little vinyl girls. I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay. I wish we could show it. Oh, the other
Well,
one that was
eventually,
on your screen. I was like, that one.
Eventually, that I will have, a cute little guy.
Val is streaming.
Oh yeah!
Oh yay!
Yeah. So
Preview.
if you guys were here yesterday and you saw me sketching the snail, this is the finished product of the snail, and he is.
That was from yesterday.
Yeah, because I did
didn't
it
know
yesterday.
that.
So this is a sweet little guy.
So
this is
cute.
definitely one of the
sweet little guy.
He's
Yeah.
a sweet little guy.
Yeah.
Sweet little man.
Look at his smile and all of his eyes.
He's
looking
precious.
at the pool.
Yes.
Maybe you can bring him into this and he can just be at the pool.
Just like his little head.
Yeah, he's a,
Like, I'm so happy to be here.
I love it. Okay, so I brought the pool in here and then I just made a clipping mask to kind of shrink down the usable space here. I also had some past generations as I was practicing with this that I'm going to bring in as well. Just so you guys could see some other ones that were kind of fun.
Wow.
This one I really liked because I feel like it really got the line work that I was using.
Yeah.
And this, these were the same ones basically, and this one's processed. So I might bring this one in as well, so we have both to see if we like prefer a different one. I did not liquefy this one, so it's a little more like lumpy bumpy.
But I feel like it
smooth.
also looks like it's like full of air. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
really
inflated.
feels,
Which is perfect, exactly what I asked Firefly to do. Okay, so this is our our product, I guess, and now we're gonna make some 3D type. So I chose a typeface, which I have here from Adobe Fonts. I used Museo Sans.
Okay.
So we're gonna use that, and I want to call this Splish, like like Splish Splash. Why is that so hard to say all of a sudden?
Splish, splash.
Yeah. She's singing. It's
Bah, bah,
happening.
bah, bah. I really don't mean to do this every time, and something in the back of my brain is like, you're gonna get in trouble for this one time. They're like, yeah, there was the
Copyright infringement.
the Beach Boys, you know, there was all kind of Beyonce. Like, there's a lot of problems with the show.
They were not invited guests. They can't be here.
Yeah, you can't have their music playing.
Jeff says the flowers are awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So here, I'm gonna also drop in our original my strange little drawing.
Oh, I'll take credit for it too. I love it. I told you I love it.
Val did this.
Yeah, this is my drawing.
I'm gonna draw it or bring it in here just so we can see our little progression here, which is awesome. So
Incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can visualize it, and I feel like some clients, they're like, I can't picture it, and I'm like, how about now?
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so I chose my font. I like this one. I'm gonna do Command-Shift-O to do outlines on this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just do a quick little, I don't know what I want to call this, modification, I guess, with the pen or pencil tool.
Okay.
I want to make this like a little trail situation here. It did not want to fill or outline. Hold on, come here. I would like to draw from the shape. Oh, this got crazy, but we'll fix it. Okay.
Oh, I love it though.
It's just a little crazy custom type in the wildest of ways.
I need to be doing this, I think. I don't work
I need to be doing
in
this.
Illustrator really. I've worked in Illustrator on the iPad because that comes like a lot more naturally to
if
me.
you're using a tablet a lot.
Yeah, because like half my work is done on the iPad. This is incredible, and I feel like so many times I've been like working on a logo or something, and I wished like if I could just
Draw it?
Yeah, just draw it in there,
Yep.
and it would be this is perfect.
This is a crazy little edit I'm doing here because I'm just kind of finagling it. Is the technical term.
Finagling.
Yeah, finagling.
I use that. I use that word a lot.
I could also see using the pen tool and then making a shape out of that and then fixing it that way. So I'm just gonna use a smooth tool here to make these curves instead of like adjusting them manually.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna adjust these points a little bit more.
I think that's what trips me up because I'm like, I need paint in my hands, where I could do this
Move it around.
This is so precise that sometimes it seems a little daunting or a little
It's gonna get tedious for sure.
intimidating.
Yeah.
But the way that you've done this, your workflow for this is really approachable to me and
love that.
to great effect.
To great effect.
to
We have
great
used the
effect.
pencil tool to great effect here.
Yes.
I love that.
I need like a wine glass. No, I do
Yes.
believe.
The effect was great.
Great job, Reginald.
I don't know what accent we're doing here.
I don't know what it
what
is
time
either.
period it's from either.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's
1800
fake.
somewhere.
Yeah, roughly.
The time period that was very fancy.
Yeah.
Is what I'm,
But that also the snail could live in. So.
Yes, but also the snail could live in it.
Okay, I'm being a little too, I need my liquify tool here, or to actually have placed these points in a more or less haphazard manner, because this is getting too skinny. I'm gonna pull this out. So what I mean by that is that I want to keep this like somewhat of the similar weight to the letter, right? So it doesn't look like super crazy. This looks like a little gummy worm now at the end.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
He's a sweet little guy.
Sweet little guy.
Yeah.
Like, we can,
Just
we
added
can't do
a
anything
new
about
friend
it.
to it. It's fine.
Here, I'll give him a little like.
Oh, please do it. Please. I already, like, I'm vibing right now.
Just one eye.
Yes.
Okay, it's gonna stay there for a little bit.
What a fun little guy.
What a fun little use of the blob tool.
Yeah,
blob
to great
brush.
effect.
To great effect, the blob tool is working.
70% of logo types are just slightly modified typefaces. This from Keys. And you know what? I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong about that.
No, it's true. Okay, goodbye, little worm. Goodbye, friend. Okay, so I'm happy with this. I think it's funky, but it's fine.
That's good.
It feels like summer wave. Oh, you know what would have been really good if we like got rid of the little eye dot here and like made it go there.
You could make it taller.
We could. Well, I was thinking like, what if the
and that was like
splished?
the
it's a verb now. I think you can
splished.
slash, but now you can splish.
Yeah.
I hope it's not actually a word. So if it is, I'm sorry. I've been using it in the creative sense, not in the real sense.
I think that's the real sense.
Yeah, okay,
I think
cool.
that's the real sense.
Yeah.
Jeff Miller is saying, is it practical to customize a font and put the letters in a library, or just use a dedicated font site to upload letters?
Oh, some font creation. I would think a library would take too long. Unless you're like a master of kerning and you're only doing like logo type, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're setting paragraphs, there's no way.
I think that I would, like, I have some projects where I have letters that I've altered that are in a library, but it's because I'm never going to type with that. It's like a logo or like a mark that symbolizes. Like, honestly, my own logo right now is just a stylized V that looks like like slightly Victorian or strange, you know, a little magical.
Victorian or strange, you know, one of the two.
Either one. But I don't really I don't type with that V in the font that I altered. No. You know, I just use that as it's the fanciful one that I like place in the corner. You know, so I think it depends on the capacity in which you are going to be employing those design elements. So.
And that is a quote that's accurate. Yeah. It's all about use in case, you know. Is this like reproducible in the sense of like I could keep using it this way, you know, like those are the questions I think you have to look into. Okay, so here's our little splish.
I love it.
Logo. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be fun. So I downloaded this template from Adobe Stock, and this is like an EPS vector template, which is great. So I'm gonna copy this one and bring it in here. Originally, there's a really awesome tool in here where you can use mockup to mock up vectors onto. Yeah, but it's only vectors. So since I generated this as an image, it wouldn't get the correct dimension. So I was like, okay, totally fine. We're just going to use like a front-facing pack then. Yeah. Let me scale this up a little bit so we're not working in like really tiny elements here. And you said
this was EPS?
Or Illustrator. It was an AI file. I like it. Okay,
all right.
But you know.
I was wondering because I don't really use EPS files, I don't think. So
to my understanding, EPS files are just vector files, but non-Illustrator specific, right? So you could open them in another vector processing.
Well, that makes sense then, because majority of what I'm doing, I'm just raster files because I'm working with pixel brushes and stuff. So
pixel brushes.
Yeah.
Do you make a lot of your own brushes?
I have made my own brushes before. I have one brush that I've made specifically that I use all the time.
You gotta have your
and it's
trusty.
Like not the noise brush people are probably thinking of, because I do a lot of like noise brush type stuff in some of my illustrations, but I have an actual like noisy paintbrush that I use all the time.
Super loud.
Yeah.
So noisy.
So loud. It's over the top.
If anyone is watching and doesn't know what noise is, how would you describe noise when it comes to a brush? Can you do that closer to the microphone?
No. I just like this. As soon as I did that, I felt Jacob in the Force.
He's like,
I was like, he's not going to like that.
The producer said, can you not make that sound?
Can you never again do that?
But noise is texture, basically,
yeah, it's
right?
like texture, and I like to have texture brushes and stuff because sometimes I don't want to overlay an image to get a texture. Yeah. I don't want to like clip in or mask in stuff. I want to be able to just put it where I want it with my hand. I don't know. That seemed like way
little more
less.
control.
Yeah, exactly.
What you're drawing.
That was like not a very intricate way to say it. I feel like I've been good with words up to this point.
But now we're off the rails.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's nice to be able to do that. It's kind of like painting with painting with grit.
Ooh,
you know,
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
a textured paint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love these colors, by the way. Tell us more.
Thanks. Yeah, I think I like them. This yellow is still kind of green, and I don't know if I love that.
Maybe shaded towards more of an egg yolk, like with a hint of
yolk.
warmth. Yeah.
Does that mean like more orange? I
Yeah,
would drag it down. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. All right.
We're going
bit.
for peeps.
I don't think. Yeah, really. I know.
We want peeps.
Very pastel. Very.
But I love
happy.
it. I don't care what anybody says. I think peeps are great.
Have you
I
ever
love
put them in
peeps.
the microwave and watched them just go crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. What do you think? Sorry,
Yeah.
you're not eating them. That's actually all you're doing with them.
From like sweet little guys to chunky boys, you know?
They're crazy. They get so big.
They're
Okay.
adorable.
So I think I'm gonna do this dark for now.
Okay.
I'm envisioning this box is gonna be purple. So here, I'm gonna drag out a rectangle here. This is how I would probably start mocking up the packaging.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use eyedropper tool, sample this one.
Ooh.
I might multiply it. There's not like texture on this box, so it doesn't really matter, but we have like that little fold and a little shadow, and that kind of, clues us into what's happening here. So I'm gonna lock this layer, and then we are gonna go into the 3D world. Are you ready?
I'm so excited.
She's so ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are also, I feel like I should give you kind of a time update. We do have about 25 or 20 minutes.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Which is wild, but I feel like you should probably know. Also,
Time to
for those
hydrate.
of you who have been hanging out with us, if you have any questions, definitely put them in chat. If you have any preferences on Peeps colors,
Yeah.
let us know. I see Andy is saying Peeps rock, and I think that Andy is going to be one of my new friends because I think he's pretty great so far. Splish
taste in
sound,
candy.
like the sound effects for jumping into one of these pools, absolutely
Yes,
keys.
you get it.
Yes. So let us know how you guys are feeling in the chat as we dive into the world of 3D.
Okay, so we are now in 3D, and
Mm-hmm.
I got here by just going to window, and then I did 3D and materials. Wow. I know. Okay, so we have a lot of options here. We can revolve. I'm gonna try not, actually, you know what's crazy? Hold on, Command Z. I'm gonna save this document briefly here because we have not done that so far.
Oh, hey,
Only
save your work,
because-
folks.
Save your work, only because sometimes when you go into 3D world, if you really push this to the limit, it can get a little crazy. And I have confidence in my machine and this program, but just so that we don't
Just in
lose
case.
everything,
Yeah.
with 20 minutes left, that's
Yeah.
gonna be the goal. Okay, so I'm gonna go to inflate, but I was just gonna show briefly, like, you can do revolve, which does some really crazy, like, angles, and I don't even know how revolve that was. Let's see if, oh, yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
So if you needed to do, like, a dimensional pool situation.
Yes.
Very cool, though, this texture is
It's actually really
awesome.
great. Like if we,
you want to-
oh,
Right,
oh my
see?
gosh, for Splish though, like having them
You can
like,
splish like this.
yeah,
It's
hey.
crazy. So there's a lot you can do here, and you can see also why this is pretty
What?
hefty. Yeah, there's some crazy. So if this is the logo you're looking for, look no further.
wow.
I think I made the Wi-Fi symbol. That's
I
basically
think it's
what's
like
happening.
pie, you know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a little wedge.
Okay, we're gonna undo this because we're gonna go to inflate. This is our end goal here. So you can change the depth. Like this is gonna go back into space. Have you played around with the 3D?
I have not.
Okay, so there, we'll play around with it together.
Yeah, you are showing me a whole new world right now.
Back to the Little Mermaid. Okay, depth. I don't really want depth to this because I'm gonna have this just as like the logo, and what I want to do is replicate like that really fun inflated like vinyl squeaky sound, right?
Yeah.
On here. So I don't want to taper it. I don't want it to look like it's going into space. I want it to just be where it is and be nice and like shiny, right? Okay. So we're gonna go to materials, and I want to keep this again shiny. So I'm gonna use this. The base material works very well for our purposes.
Okay.
You could do something crazy like this. Or if we want it to be stone or wood or whatever's happening here, that looks really cool.
Yeah, it's like stone.
I'll zoom in for you guys
It's
there.
like polished rock.
Yeah. If you're gonna cut these out of marble and not do vinyl inflatables, we'll come back to that.
Yeah. Not sure that vinyl inflatables and marble
Yeah,
and cut
I
stone
don't
really
think
mixes,
they're
but
quite right.
yeah.
So I'm gonna pull down the roughness. Actually, I may keep a little bit. So I think this is kind of like, or how I'm imagining this is kind of like the
yeah.
texture to it, right? Like some of the generations we saw were a little more like a thicker vinyl, or like, you know, the ones that kind of like textured.
Yeah.
We're gonna do somewhat in there to catch the light, but we're gonna bring up the metallic, and that's gonna help make this look a little shinier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the finer, like the space that
Yeah.
it's using, yeah, that looks right? And then we'll go to lighting, and this is where we're gonna get, so it's not gonna be super dark, right? We wanna bring it up. This is rotating the light around, so like wherever.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna do like afternoon sun. So in my mind, that's like to this side, right? Like this would be sunrise,
And
now
it
the
really
day has
highlights
passed.
that swoop of the H, you know. I like that.
The wiggly part. Okay. This is, again, rotating, where the sun is, the height of where the sun is, right? So this is like off to the side, or this is like directly overhead. This feels harder to interpret, so I think we do need like a little bit of a shadow to it. I'm being a little particular just because if this is like our logo,
I love
we can
that
spend a little
right
time
there,
on
though.
it.
I feel like that's perfect.
Feels good, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Ambient light is kind of like, it has a bounce light, right? It's kind of bringing it all around. And you can see it reflected up here.
Yeah.
Me pointing to my screen that you can't see. Right here.
I mean, I can see. Yeah.
Just for you. This is only for you.
This is my tutorial.
Sorry, chat.
Yeah.
Okay, and then shadows. I think I'm going to turn on a slight shadow, but it might be shadow bounds. You can get real crazy. Distance from object. There you go. Like, it's levitating now.
Heyo.
I lied. Okay, we're not going to do shadow. Oh, wait. Hold on. Behind object. Below object. Oh, nope.
Ooh, wrong.
No shadow. We want to be in the sun. I think this is good. Okay, I just want to pull back. I feel like we're getting too heavy of a shadow.
Like maybe, I mean,
It's
are
the
there...
It's the height. That's what it was. Sometimes you just got to toggle around until, you find it. Okay, so this is going to be our working logo for now.
That.
I'm going to bring it to the front since we do want to be able to see it. Woohoo. Look at
That
that.
looks great.
Very vinyl, very, very fun. Okay, so we'll leave this here for now. I'm going to bring, man, this color is a little bit off. And is this driving you crazy? That's like a million colors of purple.
I think that it won't
Like, I
drive
don't
us
feel
crazy if you start to add some of the other, like the yellow color into it. Like,
Yeah.
I think that as more tones are introduced and stuff, that like it starts to become easier.
Less obvious.
But it does actually look really good when it is the same color as the background. Like you just kind of
that feels a little bit warmer,
really
right?
Good. Yeah.
I wonder, let's see. I should just add this to my library, but I'm doing like I should add the color to my library, but we'll just do the little quick workaround.
Ooh.
That feels fun.
That does feel fun.
Does it feel too mustard? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, with a little...
or is that okay
is
for
it giving
summer?
ballpark, or is it giving, I think that that's a really good point. And I didn't think of that at first,
Or
but
is that
somebody
okay?
might. It
It's
is
still
okay.
Summer. I
Yeah.
feel like I associate that with
Yeah,
summer.
I definitely associate it with summer. So.
Okay, we'll leave it for now. Chat, if this feels too mustardy, you let us know. Okay, so this is looking great. I'm going to do a little panel behind it. That's going to be maybe this darker. I'm going to eyedropper. So use my shape tool, eyedropper. It must be on multiply. It is on multiply because this back layer is multiplied. So I'm going to use the tab to push it back, but I don't want it to be multiplied. So I'm going to change that to normal. But I am going to come to my color guide. Do you use color guide often? I feel like that's a very mixed.
I do not. I don't, because I'm typically in like Photoshop or Fresco, and in Photoshop I'm able to, like, I have like libraries of colors that I really like to use, and then in Fresco, when I import like a reference image, it generates a color palette from it for me. So I just will be like, oh, I like these colors, and I'll, and then have a little color palette. So just a difference in workflow, I think.
Totally.
But this does look really, really useful.
I think everyone uses it in a different capacity. Like, I have some friends who, like, I never open that panel. I'm like, oh. Sometimes I feel like usually I open it and I use it, and then I end up choosing a random color anyway. So.
Yes, that's true. But, I mean, sometimes you find out what you don't want. And I think that's just as valuable in a lot of ways. Is like,
and that's the journey.
I think that's why, like, my sketches are so messy all the time, because, like, I'm just like, how do you know I'm sketching what I want? How do you know I'm trying to figure out what I don't want it to be like?
Right. And you have to go there sometimes. You think, oh, no.
Yeah.
The snail could have had a different shell, or could have had,
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to just talk through what I'm going to do here. I'm going to close my 3D materials for now, even though I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to make a little blend path here. So object, blend, make. I want to, let me explain what I'm doing. I want to mimic the scallop of the pack, or sorry, of the, what's it called? The pool. On the pack. So we're just going to make a little scallop here, and then do blend options and change my specified steps. So maybe like 5? Maybe it was 4. 4 is the right answer. Cool. On something like this, it's not super huge, right? Like, I could have, lined these up myself, but to do a path, like, say it was way bigger.
No, this is awesome to do it this way. Yeah.
I'm going to highlight all of these and send it back. I don't know if it should sit here or if it should sit, like, at the bottom.
Maybe at the bottom.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going
to kind of give, like, because then it would go the same direction as the pool.
Oh, you're so right. I didn't even think about that. Okay. So I'm going to merge these shapes here using Pathfinder. Merged. This is more of just a preference, I guess, so they don't fall off the bottom. This looks good. I like that.
It.
Cool. I don't know this is like, I did not fully go to the edge of my mock-up here.
But it might also be like, because it's a photo, so maybe it's not a perfect rectangle.
You're so
that happens sometimes.
I'm like, why is it not working? Okay, this is looking good. I'm going to round these corners as well, I think, just to kind of keep the rounded vibe. Ooh, can I grab both, please?
Keys is giving a really good piece of advice.
I'd love to hear.
I think that the 3D would look a bit more in line with the rest of the artwork and packaging if the ambient light setting was a shade of color instead of black.
Ooh, okay.
That, maybe you could do like a dark purple.
Yeah, okay, let me see.
And that would probably...
3D materials. I didn't know that you could set a color, actually.
I wonder if we can. Maybe it would be the difference
of, I don't
like...
think you can set a color.
You could probably do it in Photoshop.
This is true.
You know, like we could do like an overlay layer.
Are we about to get into Photoshop? Are we about to open another program?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
In the Creative Cloud situation.
It's in the situation.
I'm sorry. I keep bringing that up, and I can't tell if you're like, no more.
I'm like, that was so funny. The crazier part is that I didn't even realize I said it, so...
You use that word really well, though.
What?
Situation. I like that.
Not in the Jersey Shore kind of way, where the situation. Just kidding. I say it like I watched that show. I did not watch that show.
I've seen every meme for the show, but I haven't watched the show.
Yeah.
I feel like I have, though.
I have relatives in New Jersey. I think, it's close enough.
Okay.
Okay, oops. I'm going to eyedropper this. So I'm going to make a little flower for us. Yeah, and I'm going to make it white. So I use the radial pattern tool, which I really like.
No, that was actually like a really great
the radial pattern with a single object is just so... I'll do it again so you can see, because it's just so nice. Repeat radial. I love this. Like, there's just nothing more satisfying than, like, do I want them to touch? Do I not? I think it's just so fun. So maybe we'll do, like, a different... I feel like this flower is a little bit more... Right, this one's 6.
Adorable.
I know, it's so cute. Okay, I'm going to bring this one to the front. And we're going to make these... Oh, not transform again. Crazy. Bring to front. Yay. All right, make it tiny. I'm going to align these to themselves just to make sure it's actually in the middle, because otherwise it's going to look crazy. Okay, we are going to do the same... Sorry, I thought I saw something happening in the studio over there.
So did I.
I'm seeing visions.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Okay, we're going to do the same treatment that we did to the other one. I know.
Love.
So fun. Okay, what did I do? I need to turn this up. And we had the sun, I believe, around there. And bring the height down, because this is really, really puffy.
It's very dramatic. Like, the drama of it goes from, like, being cute to being, like, ominous.
Oh, but I didn't have all the petals touching, so I can't really make it, because that looks strange.
That does look odd.
So we're not going to do that. It's going to be fine. Okay. This doesn't look as puffy as I, like, wanted to. Did I just play double the effects I may have? I think I did. Hold on. Command Z. Where's my appearance? I did. That's so crazy. It's getting wild out here. Okay, there we are. Back to where we were.
Alexandra, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming to join us. Also, Kieran Lewis.
What's up, Kieran?
In the house. Kieran, hello. Welcome in. It's great to see you always, always. Andy says Mosby wants us to order a splish pool. I assume
Mosby's our dog.
Mosby's
See, he makes his way into every stream.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I have the panel open. I'm crazy. Okay. Inflate.
You know what it's starting to look like to me?
What?
And I think it's a good thing.
I hope it's a good thing.
It looks like... Do you remember... I assume it would be when we were kids. There was like this particular candy that was in the quarter machine. Yeah. The candy when like in the quarter machine, and it was like bananas and fruits.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about? Like there's
a little banana.
And there was like a blueberry
orange.
And the orange one. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that.
I was just talking about that candy the other day, but I don't remember why.
Because you got like
I saw the future,
like a force message
from from you and I today.
Yeah, yes, and we were like, put your brains on it.
They were like, wait a minute. Okay, they also kind of look like those little pre-made frosting things you can buy for like a cake, at the grocery store. You have to like peel off the paper and it's like always stuck on there.
Those things that I always bought with every intention to make a friend something nice, and I just end up like, don't I have a snack in there? I think I bought a snack.
Okay, this is looking so fun.
This is really adorable, and I love how it's coming together to like tie in the interesting design elements from the pool itself.
Yeah.
And then also bringing in the yellow from the title into some of the newer design elements. Everything is very round, very fun. And I also love that it's kind of giving like this vibe that's like new, obviously, because we have like these really cool 3D elements, but it's also giving like retro.
Very nostalgic.
You know?
And I don't know if it's the shape of the scallop. I don't know what it is, but yes, I agree.
But I'm digging it. I'm loving it a lot.
We get a thumbs up. Whoa.
Oh, Wade says runts. Were they runts?
That's what I thought it was.
That's what they were.
But the name sounded so crazy that I thought that can't be it.
But it's 90s candy.
Yeah, so
90s
it was that
candy
crazy.
was like off the chain. It was like, you know what? You can eat this as candy. It's a car to play with. It'll give you weird tattoos on your tongue.
Yeah.
Like there's like
Parents love that, right?
Yeah. And like I would come home with candy and my parents would be like, who got you that?
Like, did we approve this?
It was like $1 at the store, at the corner store.
Okay, speaking of names, I was gonna call this a dip pool, but I don't know if that's right. That sounds like
Dip pool?
yeah, like just like a shallow pool, but I feel like that's not
It sounds
weird, right?
interesting. It sounds
Lavender
but I think that's actually
wading
what it's
pool.
called.
Yeah, I don't think that's what we call it in America. I feel
Lounge
like
pool.
lounge pool.
Lounge pool could be fun. I made that up. I don't know if
No,
that's
I
what
feel
it's
like
called, but
lavender
I feel like
lounge sounds perfect.
Yes, lavender lounge.
Okay, and then I'm
pool.
actually gonna use
If there's
Fairwater.
more colors and more variations in this product line, they should all have names.
the same letter.
Like, well, it will. Yeah, and it should be like their flavors.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
and they all pay homage to the Runts candy.
Yeah, yeah.
Without saying it outright.
Yeah, because we're really trying to
We're not trying to
dodge.
trademark,
We're like
yeah.
bobbing and weaving around copyright strikes.
Between the singing, between the name dropping of the candy.
Yeah.
We're crazy. Okay. This, I think actually black was probably the right answer just for that contrast.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
want to know what they're buying.
Yeah.
You know? I'm a big fan of the little roundy corner tool.
Yes.
I am using it for everything.
I love it.
You can do whatever you want with your shapes, but this is how in my Illustrator program we handle it. Okay, I think this is looking so fun. I'm going to do this little call out, some type on a path. We have,
Okay.
5 minutes left? Amazing.
Yeah, about 5 minutes.
I think we're just going to tie this one up then. A little type on a path, and we're going to do like scalloped.
Scalloped.
Is there an English teacher in the chat? Could someone?
I feel like this is like
Dealer's choice.
such an us thing. Like, I mean, it's we speak English, but in California, it could be anything.
Yeah, on the East Coast,
Yeah.
they're like, we don't say that.
Yeah, we don't.
What are you talking about? I don't know why I'm so on the East Coast today.
We are in the soda portion of the country, and then there's also the pop portion of the country. And
I've
then
never
there's
been
the
in the pop
Coke
country.
portion of the country where we all have our own languages, for various items
various
and things.
reasons.
Yeah.
What was that?
Wait, does the water become flavored? I think that would be
That would be crazy.
that would be wild. He's giving us the sick emoji. I think that's fair.
So
I
that's
think
not what we want.
Yeah, so we don't want to do that. I won't admit that I thought it was cool.
Who would say that? It wasn't me.
Not me. That's weird.
I also somehow retyped these and renamed them to be different numbers. I thought I was changing the type, but it wasn't getting bigger. You see what I did? I don't know what happened there.
I have never seen that.
I
I don't
don't
know
know.
what you did.
I'm going to have to watch the playback and see what I did there because that's crazy. New
That's
feature
really
unlocked.
adorable.
It's cute, right?
Yeah,
All right.
that's really cute.
You almost sound sad about it. Are you sad about it?
No, I was just thinking that I wish I thought of that because that's such a cool idea. Honestly, literally, I was like, that's such a cool. Because I was thinking is it going to be rounded, or is it going to be straight? But that's really cute, and it would be cute if it was had a little burst behind it. So it's
Yeah, like scalloped edges.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
we
you're
can do that.
Also, because we are coming to an end here pretty quickly, we've got just a couple of minutes left with Emily, and then I will be up next as a guest doing some illustration and animation and stuff. But if you have any, we have our schedule. Thank you.
Yes.
I forgot the word and I was floundering.
I'm reading it.
Yeah. So next I'm gonna do animating illustrations. Me and Emma, and then Emma and Emily will be back for the music festival branding, and then DIY welcome will be us towards the end of the day, which should be
back
a
again.
blast. Yes. But if you have any last minute questions,
Yes.
I don't know if we have time to answer all last minute questions, but you can definitely get them in the chat. Or you can give Emily a follow on social media, which we can get those links in the chat. We've got emilypoulin.com link up there
Floating around
as
somewhere.
well. Yeah, so you guys can check Emily out on the web, on the World Wide Web. That was our, like, that's what we got. when
Yeah,
we
I was
were
gonna
kids.
say,
Yeah.
if you want to log onto your dial-up internet,
Yeah.
find me there.
Now, I don't think people like designate that they're searching for something on the internet because it's so ingrained into society. We were
know.
like, can we use the World Wide Web? Can we use the
Can we
internet?
put the www?
Yeah.
I know. I always tell clients, I'm
www.
like, we can drop the www. Like, we know where we're going.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But that
there's
used to
some people that
be
doesn't feel
every
right.
commercial, everything.
Right, yeah.
www.blah.com.
I feel like it's
Just
a
in
dated
case.
thing now, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just crazy.
I think it's stylish now.
Yeah.
If
but
you have good
also
branding around it, now it's aesthetic.
aesthetic. Well, I'm running out of room. You know, if I'm
Yeah.
like on packaging, I'm like www.
Exactly.
You want to put the HTTPS colon.
I love this. Perfect for summer.
It's cute.
Very
Okay.
cute. This is so great. All right,
Maybe
we
it
got
goes here. All right.
just a few moments left, but that was fabulous.
Yay!
Absolutely. It was so great hanging out with you. This is the first time we've met
in person. Yeah,
so
we've
this was a
been
good time.
internet friends. This was a great
Yeah,
time.
it was pretty good. Yeah, again, give Emily a follow, and we will both be back later today.
In mere
we will
hours,
both
we'll
be
be back.
hanging out, for the day. Please stay tuned because we've got more content coming up next, and we will see you guys around the bend.
Thanks for tuning.
Let's go now, it's time to get busy. Let's go now, it's time to get busy. Come on, let's go now, it's time to get busy. Let's go now, it's time to get busy. Everybody, are you with me? Come on. Let's go now, it's time to get busy. Get busy. Let's go now, it's time to get busy. Get busy, everybody.
Hello, and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Emma Gustafson, and Val is back. This time, Val is in the designer seat, and I'm really excited to see what do we have in store today.
So we're going to be working on illustrating animating some illustrations that I did for an original story.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be a little spooky, very on brand for me. And I did actually work on part of it yesterday for a live stream. But basically what we're going to do is I'm going to be like prepping some files, some illustration files and stuff for this project. And then we're going to move into Adobe Express where I'm going to try and use a lot of the tools incorporated into Express for animation.
Nice.
For something that's like less of like social media gestures and more of like storytelling and stuff throughout, which I'm kind of excited about. So we're gonna see if we can make some eyes blink and make some stuff glow.
I can't wait to learn from you. I kind of struggle with adding motion to my work.
Okay.
So this is already exciting what I'm seeing on the screen here, some of your illustrations, which are really cool. If you haven't checked out Val's Instagram, make sure to do that because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, give me a follow. I actually have
give Val a follow.
I have my Instagram up so you guys can see like kind of the original story. So it's kind of a spooky story. I'm into spooky stuff. I'm into fantasy and science fiction and stuff. And this is a story that I wrote called The Dungeon Mysterium. And I started releasing like miniature chapters on Instagram.
Fun.
So
I love that idea.
Thanks.
So you're a writer too.
Yes, or I'm attempting to be. I stopped doing this because I got a little nervous, you know. Thank you.
Oh, I think that's awesome. And yeah, that can be vulnerable sharing your writing, but I mean, your art is incredible. So that's fun to see those two skills paired together.
It's very much like when I started sharing the writing because I started doing like an illustration and then I put like the chapter.
Cool.
And it's like a super mini chapter. So like you can read it in a carousel post for like a few cells, you know, and then I would post the next one the next week. And it felt a lot like when I first started posting my illustrations where I was like, I wonder if these are actually good. I don't know. And a lot of time passed and finally I was like, you know what? I really enjoyed doing that. I want to do it. And then I started, you know, using like the animation stuff in Fresco and then I started using Express a lot. And I was like, I wonder if I could revive this project and add a little pizzazz.
Woohoo! Yeah. I'm excited, and I know the chat is too, to see what we are going to create.
So this is the sketch that I started from yesterday, and if you guys tuned into the stream, you know that we were working on a big cave snail, and this is what it
like a giant snail?
Yeah, it's like a huge.
Oh, that's scary.
Huge snail.
Okay.
They're friendly. Though.
Oh, okay.
They're very sweet. Yeah, they're
gentle
not
giants.
Aggressive. Yes, and they have like little ecosystems on their shells. So this is what we ended up with.
Whoa!
I think he has a friendly face if you don't mind the eyes. You know,
yeah.
Like if they're not, you know, if it's not too crazy. So he's got, you know, a sweet little face, I think. And if I can, I don't want to use the paint bucket on him now.
No, that looks so amazing. The detail is insane.
Thank you.
I do not have the patience to create something like that, or the skills for that matter, but this is so impressive.
One of the things that I did, like as I was creating this though, is I kind of made all of the shapes of everything, like the shape of his shell, the shape of his body, the shape of the mushrooms, and then I used clipping masks just to paint in the individual shapes.
So smart.
Yeah, so it's like, I feel like when you use those techniques and like you kind of stack them, it starts to look very intricate, but the process of going through it actually wasn't too terribly crazy.
Yeah, that's a pretty familiar workworkflow, I feel like, for designers, is clipping masks.
Sorry, I'm trying to like use my little thing.
Yeah, gotta use your little
It's like becoming a touch thing though, which is unfortunate. So I might end up having to use my trackpad, which is fine. So we can actually kind of come in here and look through some of the layers if we want. I did some of this work in Fresco too, so a lot of them are called like pixel layer.
Okay.
But you'll see that like there's portions of this that are like, you know, like this is his body, so there's like, you know, like layers and layers and stuff kind of stacked in here.
So many layers.
And if we come in, I think we could actually, that might just be the sketch layer, but yeah. So I just kind of went in and I made all these shapes and stuff and kind of clipped textures into groups and all that good stuff and kind of built him up. So we have him if we want to work on stuff, but I also have the illustrations from the other chapters of the story, which I really wanted to maybe come in and take a peek at and kind of hack up a little bit and see if we can't create something that moves, something that is a little more intriguing. This one in particular, I think it would be really cool to make his eyes move.
Yeah.
And, like,
oh my
kinda
gosh, I
post
can't
that.
even imagine how you do that, but I'm excited to see. That's really cool.
I've got some of the original artwork here.
Nice.
So this is like, and I haven't I had not until for this project, like kind of opened this in a while. So I had like, you know, some of the texture that I added to like give it a little more grit, you know, and stuff like that for this. So what I'm going to start out doing is I'm going to separate, let's go ahead and kind of close this group. And I'm going to duplicate it and merge that so we have like a version that is just this. And I'm actually going to zoom in and see if we can't kind of cut his eyes out.
like, look at these eyes. They're staring into my soul.
They're very unusual eyes too. Like
they're
it's
cool.
They're very like strange. And I'm really hoping maybe I can try this one
getting
more time
your
and see. Yeah, like get my
working.
little pad, but it's kind of given me grief.
I love the
unfortunately.
consistent color palette that you have going, where you're using kind of like that green as a
Thanks.
pop. I think those look
Yeah.
really great. And when you're just showing like your whole grid on Instagram, it's so satisfying.
Like it kind of has an aesthetic.
Yes,
you know?
it definitely has a consistent aesthetic, but the compositions are super unique, which showcases your incredible abilities. Everyone in the chat agrees with me.
Thank you. I think what I'm going to do is, because we are kind of like having to kind of on the fly figure out a different method, a different process of working, because I can't use my pad. So I think that honestly we can actually do this though. So if I use my object selection, so I've got that selection, and then I come in with an elliptical marquee tool,
It's always handy to
hold,
have.
like Alt, then I think I can come in and start to like separate this actually, which is not going to be that bad. So we adapt, folks. We adapt on the fly if
And
we
it
absolutely
shows there's
have to.
multiple ways to do things
Yeah.
too, which is nice.
I think that's the thing about Photoshop that's like really unique and amazing, is that you like there are people who I've been using this for my entire like creative professional career, and I use it a certain way, but I still see people every day using it in a completely different manner that I never
Totally.
you know
And there's not
thought
like a
of.
right or wrong way to do it. I remember last time I streamed with Emily, I was watching her design. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never used these tools in Illustrator, and it gets the same effect a lot of times.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
really fun, especially with streams like this, just to learn from other creatives about their process and maybe get some ideas for your own too.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I'm going to see if I can, because this one...
So we're going in with the lasso tool now? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
see if I can't kind of like get like a sort of kind of selection, which I don't know if that's going to be perfect, but maybe we can come in and kind of peek at some of the other stuff, because we also have the magic wand tool, which maybe could work. Oh, you know what? I'm on the wrong layer. I should maybe be on the right layer for
Oh,
that. So,
it happens.
yeah. I feel like that is like one of the downfalls of us all sometimes.
Yeah, you know, especially with as many layers as you have in your Photoshop files, I think that's very understandable to get mixed up.
Let me see if I can zoom in.
So we're just trying out a couple different tools right now,
Yeah.
selecting the eyes so that we can add animation. Is that
A
right?
quick selection. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, let's see if we can clean it up around the edges a little bit. I think I can come in and I should be able to, do we want to, I wonder what Enhance Edge does. Let's kind of make this a little larger. And let's
I like
see.
seeing this on the fly. It's fun to try out all these different tools. I think sometimes I get too comfortable with the things I'm familiar with, and I mean, these seem like some tools that I should try too, that I haven't dared to touch yet.
Experiment a little bit.
Yeah,
and see.
absolutely.
I think that this will actually end up being like a great method for us if I can kind of like, I'm noticing that the strength is a lot more dramatic if I'm dragging So if I tap, then I'm noticing I can kind of like take little pieces away. So let's go ahead and tap for the, oh, there we go.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
Hey, yo.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
That's good to know. So you were tapping, that gave you a little bit more control. It was less dramatic of a selection.
In this area is what I want rather than like dragging it out where it was just like, maybe more of this.
Yeah,
you know,
and
like,
I can see the benefit of using, what was that, the object selection tool?
Yeah, object selection tool actually for the other one, and then this one was the what is this? The Magic Select quick selection tool. That's actually way smoother than what we were using before. So I wonder if I go ahead and I'm just doing Control J because I'm working on a PC, but if you're working on a Mac, it would be Command J just to duplicate selection. And if I go ahead and zoom out, let's kind of hide this actually.
Yeah, and I was thinking like with the ellipse tool, it's great for those truly like circular moments, like those glasses underneath the eyes.
Yeah.
Feel like that's a good use, but then the eyes themselves have more of that, I don't know, is that an almond shaped kind of?
I would say so,
something
yeah.
along those lines where it's not
I would say that's pretty
perfect
accurate.
ellipse.
So something a little more organic, you know, rather than like a perfect circle.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and see if we can kind of
just tapping away.
Yeah, tap that. So it'll take a little longer, but I'm sure you guys can bear with me a little bit.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like
Plus you're using a trackpad too. Like usually when you have your mouse, your whole setup, that's you know, one of the challenges of designing live.
Yeah,
it's like you don't have your own setup.
You know, and I feel like in the grand scheme of things, because I've been live streaming for so long, the grand scheme of things, this is not the worst thing to happen. I actually, on a live stream, this is a true story, it was for an Adobe stream, and you guys probably don't know it because you would maybe not have seen, but my computer caught fire during a live stream.
Wait, like actually caught
like
on
actually
fire?
Caught on fire, started smoking, and like, yeah, and I was like, hey guys, I gotta go. It would have been if any of you guys saw a creative challenge from me like maybe 3 or 4 years ago that ended super abruptly before I started any work. It's because there was a power surge and my computer was plugged directly into a wall and not a surge protector because I just moved. And the power surge like fried my computer.
Whoa.
And I was like, I have to
sorry
go.
for laughing, but that's crazy.
No,
so
I can laugh about it now.
Clearly this isn't the worst thing to
so
happen
you know what?
in our life.
I love this trackpad situation.
Yeah,
happening
you know
here.
what? Count our blessings.
I adore the trackpad situation. It is fine, and it's going to take a little time to like perfect everything. But I think honestly, I think that's good enough. For who you know, like I feel like that's just
you get
fine.
the idea.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay, so I have now these like eyes that are separate, and I have I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to duplicate the face, and I'm going to hold Control and select the eye layers. Let's go ahead and hold Control Shift so that I can select both of them, and then I'm also going to like kind of cut this out. So I think honestly we could just like mask. And I don't know if I might have to invert my selection before I mask it, because what I want to be able to do is have like a version of these eyes, like a file that we could upload into Adobe Express where the eyes are separate, and I would make them slightly larger and then put a jitter on it, so it's like he's like kind of looking around.
Totally.
Is what we're gonna go for.
The jitter feels a little spooky.
Yeah, like a little creepy, little strange. Maybe I should right-click here, so select inverse, and then we will mask, and then I have a version of this. It should be without eyes. Yes, okay.
Whoa, that worked great.
That actually worked really, really well. I'm not mad about this.
This looks even more haunted.
And I think that we could also find, because I'm thinking like there's a lot of elements in these illustrations that I've got going on, like especially with the cover, where there's a lot of like fog and smoke and stuff.
I love that, yeah.
So we could even find some fog and smoke elements in Adobe Express. Maybe we could find some fog and smoke video that we can put with a blending mode to like add atmosphere.
I like that.
So we're going to get this going in a way that I think is going to be really, really cool. So let's see. So we've got those separate. And basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to set up a Photoshop file that I can actually open directly in Adobe Express with everything already organized the way that we want it. And what will happen is it will actually upload in like whatever is visible in my PSD file is what will show as layers that are editable in the in Adobe Express.
Oh, amazing. So you don't have to export something that's flat. You get the layers still, which, yeah, that'll be super crucial to then adding different pieces of motion to the separate elements.
And I think what I'm going to do too is, because I don't know if I have my fancy font in Express. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I might just rasterize this so that it's like, you know, it's an element. I'll rasterize them both. Or actually, what font is this? Let's check it out, because I might actually, this might be something that Montserrat. Yeah, Montserrat's in there.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
We love that font.
I love that font so much.
It's
I feel
a good
like
go-to.
It has so many font weights and so many like alternatives and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like if you don't know what to use, Montserrat will probably work for
So
your
true.
project. Yeah.
And it's easy
Very.
and available like so many places too.
I
I would
agree.
imagine it's in Express.
I'm pretty sure it is actually, because I think that I've used it when I'm like, I don't know what to choose. So
Yeah,
let's
that's
use
like your
Montserrat.
go-to default font. I like it.
Okay, so we have our eyes separate. We have our eyes cutouts here. We have like the solid version of it. And now, and we have also have our background. We have our, you know, file here. So what I'm gonna do is save our file.
Command S is our friend.
Command S
Or
and then
Control, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Because you're on a
Control.
PC.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see if we can come into Adobe Express.
Perfect.
Hello.
Let's do it.
And then we'll say start from content, which I should be able to go to, I think, my desktop and go
It's the
to
hunt for the files.
Dungeon Mysterium.
Penny Doodles in the chat said that the Montserrat G's stress them out.
Yeah.
Which I do understand that. My last name starts with a G, and I also like have to agree. I don't
I
love
can't
it.
recall what G looks like in
It's-
Montserrat. We're going to find out.
Yeah,
We're gonna
you'll
find
see.
out.
Wait for the grand reveal.
So now it's got, like, I've gone into, like, kind of start from my own file. So I've got my PSD, and you can see our little preview of it, and it's evaluating the file. And then when we open it, it should have all of those little elements that we kind of prepped. And I think one thing you might notice if you're doing this yourself is every once in a while I will upload a file like this, and, like, certain things will be, like, moved slightly out of place. I don't know
interesting.
exactly why that is.
A little bug.
And I don't think it's really that big a deal, because I can just like bump it and align it. And the align tools and snapping stuff in Adobe Express is pretty good. So, you know, if you have something that needs to be like incredibly specific, you know, as far as the placement, then maybe it would get a little bit annoying, but it doesn't happen very often. And for the most part, I feel like it gives me what I need, and it's taking its sweet time.
Yeah, I guess it's you got all the layers going on.
Yeah, and I'm wondering maybe if we like peek at my Photoshop, if I can open it. I'm wondering if there was, oh, you know what? I have this big group here. Maybe and it was hidden, but maybe I'll just delete it, because I don't think
Clean
that
up
I'm
your
gonna.
file.
Yeah,
That could help.
like make it.
It is great, though, to have, I think, just in general, all your layers available. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it worked. But it should, honestly, like, it wouldn't have even showed that. Yeah, I just didn't know if it, see, like, because
there you
there's
go.
no, like,
It's
you
just
can't
the
have an
visible
empty
layers.
group, really, in
Totally.
this. So now we have all these, and everything is in place, which is perfect. So I think, let's do the first thing, and that is, I want to go ahead, and I don't know if we're going to need this, to be perfectly honest, but I'm gonna leave it, and I don't think it matters because it's like perfectly aligned with everything else, so we'll leave it there just in case. But
Sweet.
I'm gonna grab this, and what I want to do is I want to make it slightly larger, and the reason for that is because when we put the animated gesture on it, it's gonna move around, and I don't want the edges like to clip or whatever, for you to see, like, if it moves over, to see like the background between the eye and stuff.
Oh, that's really smart.
Yeah. So if I like make it slightly larger and then try to center these again, I think it still looks pretty.
I
like,
mean,
that
that
still
looks
gives the
pretty
same
good
effect.
to me.
Yeah.
And you have so many layers of texture and dimension that I think it doesn't stand out. You don't have like really harsh lines.
And I think that if it was going to be a little awkward and strange, like, maybe that doesn't matter, because he's kind of a weird guy in general.
He's
so if there's a
quirky.
little, he's unique. He's, so maybe it doesn't matter if it's weird. I think that's cool. And then let's come in to, I think we can add, so I learned something that I didn't know.
Oh, what did you learn?
So I think that you can animate a group. I think it's possible that you can animate a group. You can?
Yes.
Okay. But that really, I was shook. I was like, what do you, I'm sorry, what do you mean?
Yeah, it is super, super helpful.
I'm going to.
Then you don't have to repeat the action on both. And I know that because I had to design all the animation thumbnails in Express.
Did you?
Which is so random. That's what I do in my day job at Adobe.
That's amazing.
So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm thinking of all the asset types and groups are definitely available. So
Okay, perfect. And I've been so excited, honestly, to jump in here and mess with this because I know that there was some updates to the animation, correct? And I have been utilizing the animation like crazy. So I was like, oh my gosh, yes, give me more
fun
options.
things to do, yeah.
Okay, boom. So let's see, animation. So we have bungee, drift, drop, rise, slide, spin, and tumble. We have the scaling stuff. And then I think what we're gonna do, I don't think we're going to animate in. I think we're going to start it out, and I think we're just going to do a loop.
I was thinking a loop makes sense because then you don't get that weird start or stop, especially when it's just an Instagram post.
And it would be different if I had the use of my tablet. What I might try is to animate eyelids and we could do a drop or a rise and just have them rise out of the way and then have the eyes jittering underneath, which would be really cool.
Extra spooky.
Yeah, but
like it.
I think for now we'll just do. I'm thinking jitter.
We can visualize it. This is cool. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Little crazy. You can still see some of
Crazy
the clipping
eyes
underneath, and it's pretty fast. So I feel like we should do a little editing. I don't want it as fast. And I think I don't want it as crazy from the starting point.
Sure. Yeah,
Honestly,
that's super subtle.
That is kind of cool, though.
I think the subtler the animation, the creepier it is.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Because if it was too intense, it might kind of lose some of that effect and look cheesy.
And this is also, it's the vibe kind of feels like stop motion a little bit. And we're working with, I finished this painting a couple of years ago, and I'm kind of working with what I have to revitalize this project. So trying to kind of breathe fresh life into an older concept. And I honestly, I searched around on my computer and I don't even remember where the original illustration file went for it. So I'm really working with what I've got. And I think that if I keep it subtle and it's flat, and I know that I'm not going to be able to do crazy stuff with it unless I decide I want to paint more stuff onto it,
which would require a lot of work.
I feel like this is a great way to just spice something up real quick when you kind of just have a flat image. So let's go ahead. If I'm doing this for 10 seconds, we can kind of zoom in so we can really see it.
We're getting some hilarious comments in the chat. Penny Doodle said, instead of animation, we should call it a magic spell. Someone said that this is a beautiful illustration, but they'd be scared if it was in their closet. Which
fair.
I agree.
That's fair.
This is probably the monster in your closet you were afraid of when you were little or under your bed.
Or when you're a full-grown adult and you write weird stories.
Sure, yeah. Maybe you're scaring yourself with all your writing. And
to be fair,
might be spooking myself.
I will say that he's actually not such a bad guy. His name is Brashen, and he is what's called an arbiter, which he's a magician for the crown. And the arbiters, the crown's magicians, they live for a really, really long time, and after a while, they're not really normal anymore.
Interesting.
But Brashen happens to be incredibly unique in that he is not a cruel man, and his magic makes him a bit strange, but I think that he is so inquisitive about the world and exploring new places, such as the location where the story takes place, that he is kind of like an anomaly. It's like meeting a nice vampire. You know what I mean? It's he's kind of weird and quirky, and so this would be a moment in the story where he is using his arbiter's sight. He's using the vision, which he can. He has access to, magics that allow him to see things that you and I cannot perceive. So
and you came up with all of this?
I'm strange.
No, you're not strange. I'm just like, is there something like, are any of these common elements in fantasy?
I think that
Or
maybe
it's just all from Val's brain.
like having like the vision or the sight. I feel like that's a concept that people have probably thrown around in fantasy before. Also, shout out to all my nerds in the chat. I would love like if you guys want to throw some emojis in chat and let me know if you guys are like sci-fi fantasy nerds at all. I feel like we've probably, have some of those folks in the chat.
Oh, I bet.
Are you?
I'm more of a rom-com girl.
I think that that's fair. And I also am a rom-com girl.
So I like a happy sunshine rainbows. But I do like this stuff kind of during Halloween. And
I'll tell you, I
appreciate
can't write an ending that's not happy too, by the way. So I write like scary stories.
I can get behind that.
I love scary stories, but they're like, they all end well.
Okay, then I can do that. I don't like getting too scared.
Because it makes you like, why? Why?
Yeah.
I can see like great, like art for art, great art, but like at the end of the day, I want the main characters to prevail. You know what I mean?
I like that.
All right, let's jump into media.
Write the ending however you want.
Yeah.
Which is great. I need to go and read your full story on your Instagram now.
Well, I'm going to be continuing it.
I'm excited.
So I'm excited. It is about a very nondescript gal. She does not have a name, and I don't ever paint her face. And she is...
That's cool.
Brashen has arrested her for thieving. She's kind of a street urchin type character.
Interesting.
And she is going to conquer the Dungeon Mysterium, which is a cave that sort of appeared out of nowhere overnight, and it is sentient.
Wow.
Yeah, so people have been trying to adventure in and, like, defeat the dungeon and, like, come out of it. And some people have actually survived, and they've come out with, like, riches and stuff. So all these rumors kind of spread across the land about it, and eventually what you have is, like, this gigantic market and, like, traveling merchants and stuff that have started to sprout around the mouth of the cave because so many people are traveling to try to see if they can defeat this dungeon.
Wow, I'm engaged. You got me hooked.
I'm excited.
Maybe I just need you recording like a voiceover, reading the story.
I thought about doing that, like doing like because
I
could make it a reel
do it for me.
Yeah, okay. If you don't do it
I think I listen better than I read.
DM me what I asked you for.
Read this passage to me, Val, please.
Let's see if we can find fog because we can put like some fog around it, like this.
That's kind of perfect.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. And then you don't even have to, like, have your own files. They're already in Express.
And we can blend it, I'm sure, if we want to put,
I gotta blend.
Like, is it screen? Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I love that it's a video, too, because it's not just, like, animation, motion that's already done for you.
Let's see.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Let's see if we can. I'm going to, like, pull this down.
And, again, it doesn't look cheesy, which I appreciate. Like, it's not... cheapening the like amazing work that you've done here. Round of applause.
So much.
Give it up for Val in the chat, please. This is so cool.
And if I wanted to, honestly, I could add like, so this is a text and it's Montserrat, and which we have in here.
Love
so
it.
I could actually, if I wanted to put this above.
And did it keep it as live text? Look at that. It recognizes from Photoshop live text, brings it into Express. That's great.
And I'm wondering if I kind of want to bring it down just so that because I'm wondering like the contrast of like having the text against this, but that, I feel like that's legible. I would like to know, like, you folks in chat, when you look at this, is that legible to you? Or is it too, like, the contrast not enough? And I don't know if I can really, I think it looks fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like, maybe there's people that have trouble seeing this hue or, I don't know. So, the accessibility of it
is always tricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can like kind of work that out later. But what if we decided we wanted to animate like the story, like a story can come up, it depends on like how long we really want this to be, but maybe we can have it's a caption and it could be the story, or maybe for now we could just animate like the caption coming up, and then we can have like the release date for another chapter like kind of come up.
I like
so,
it.
like,
a little teaser.
Yeah.
Get the people coming back.
Yes. So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to go into edit timeline because it's pretty long.
Yeah.
But you know what? What we need to do actually is we need to make it shorter, and then we need to duplicate the scene so that everything. So I like to use the scene duplication a lot. Here's the thing though, is that like I feel like I want to do everything in the first scene that I create. So I know like this is the base and I'm not going to change any of these things, and then duplicate it so other stuff can like come in and start happening.
I like that.
So I feel like I've pretty much got the base down, so I'm going to duplicate it, and then I can like it'll kind of transition like pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
So
I like duplicating my stuff too, just as backup. Like when you're duplicating layers in Photoshop, like I'm always scared I'm going to do too
mess
much.
it up or
try something a little overboard and then be like, wait, I want to go back. I want to go back. And Command Z doesn't go far enough back.
Oh my gosh. That's one of the reasons why I love using Adobe Fresco, because it's infinite.
Yes.
Infinite. I'm wondering what it will look like.
I just got into Fresco. I'm nowhere near this level, but I just got an iPad. It's so fun.
I'm so excited for you.
I love just sketching and doodling on it. I think I won't ever get to this level. My skills are pretty rudimentary, but I also love lettering, and it's fun for that.
And you have the grids and stuff so that you can set up like the perfect workspace.
Great. And the motion stuff, like you were mentioning, and Fresco is nice that you can do it all there if you wanted.
I am actually going to go back to our green, which I should not have changed. I was just trying to experiment and see.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that you probably... number one, if you would like to do like more paintings and stuff, I would be happy to help, because I think if that's
maybe
something,
I'll have to take you up on that.
If that's something that you want to learn, it was a big deal for
herself.
me, and I would love to help you with that journey.
Yeah,
but I also would say, like, if it's something that you desire to do, and same with you folks in chat, kind of like what I had mentioned earlier, is like, all of this stuff looks really, really intricate because I've used the same technique over and over again and like layered those details. Yeah. But truly, I think a lot of my process is like a handful of techniques that I use in various ways. But at the end of the day, it's the same technique, and I'm just like kind of stacking, really.
I love that. You know? That makes it feel very tangible and doable.
So if you want it, it's a possibility. You know?
I love it. Were you a big like fine art in-person painting? Or are you mostly digital now?
I'm definitely fully digital now. Yeah. But I was really into ceramics for a while, and I was really into drawing when I was younger. I will say let me animate this real quick, because I feel like I'm like, no, it's totally fine. Usually this doesn't happen to me. I was just
curious too, because I know, like, for myself personally, I'm not great at like drawing with pen and paper, or I wasn't really good at like super intricate fine art stuff. But for some reason, I was able to get those skills better in the computer.
No, I think that's perfectly,
and I was just curious if you like were really prolific at painting and then you just took a digital approach.
I would say I wouldn't say that I was actually like super good at doing traditional art. If I'm being honest, I was actually if any of you have had this experience, or you're worried about the way people react to your beginner work, please know that like people kind of laughed at my art for a long time. Yeah, when I was younger,
look at you now.
I was like probably the worst artist in my group of friends, and I had people tell me like, you should probably not do this because I don't think that you're going to be good at it. And now I'm the only one that does art for a living. So
mic drop.
You know,
there you go.
You really, I feel like your journey is going to be unique.
Yeah.
And your journey does not have to look like anybody else's journey. And don't let anybody tell you that you are not meant for the creative field or the creative industry, because I think that people go their whole lives without having the inclination to do something artistic. For some people, it's taking care of animals or cooking or working with numbers or whatever, and it doesn't cross their mind that they should sit down and put pen to paper or paint to canvas or whatever. So I think that if it has come to you, like you think, I would really like to do this, I think that that's enough to know that you're meant for it. You know what I mean? That's all you need. So
inspiring on your Thursday. Thanks, Val.
You're welcome,
Motivational speaker, artist, add to the resume.
Yeah. And I'm going to change this text here. So we
Yeah,
have like,
so we're animating text now.
yeah, Brashen using the vision kind of pops up, and then I can say new chapter. Maybe I should actually select this new. Am I going to do it in caps? Maybe. New chapter. I should spell. This is the worst, is spelling on a live broadcast.
I was going to say, spelling live is probably worse than designing live.
Yeah.
For me.
Yes, same.
Yeah. Like, I promise, I know how to spell words until the camera's in front of me.
You would not think that I know what I'm doing at all. If honestly, it's also starting a brand new sketch on a live stream too, because my sketches are messy. And I feel like if you watch me try to spell a few words longer than 4 letters, or you watch me start a new sketch, you will think, does she know how to read and write? Does she know how to draw?
But we trust the process. And to be honest, I think we all start out that way. My sketches are ugly. And they get you to where you need to go.
Yep.
So
they get the job done.
Who cares how it starts?
And I think, I was just saying to Emily, I think you, honestly, you kind of have to remember too that it's just as valuable in a lot of ways to find out what doesn't work for you. So if your sketch is trash, you know what? You know that that's not the direction you're going. You know that that's not where the thing goes. And what I do is I usually make a sketch, turn it on a lower opacity, and then start a darker sketch over top.
Yeah.
I'm like, this should actually be to the left. So the second iteration, I draw it to the left. Stuff like that.
I love that.
I think that is aligned.
All right. So we're adding some
not.
more.
Let's go back
this is
down.
our teaser for the new chapter.
Yes. Let's just do it
June
like
1st.
This.
Is that tomorrow?
That is tomorrow, but it's not going to be June 1st.
The 31 days, and I'm trying to sing the song in my head.
I can't.
30 days of September. 31?
Yeah, 31.
Okay.
You're right. I didn't know what you were doing. I didn't know there was a song for that. I should
there
learn
is
that
a song from when I was like 5.
Oh my gosh. New. I'm gonna make this one line.
I was gonna say, can we hold you to June 1st? But that's a little ambitious.
No. Maybe October. I could start re-releasing these.
That would be the perfect time to do it.
Okay. Let's say.
Yeah, that is what autocorrect is for spelling.
October 2024.
I love it.
Boom.
So follow now, and then get ready for some perfect Halloween spooky stories.
Yes, indeed. And we will have this animate, drift in, which I like. I like the smooth.
Yeah. It's fun to see these, being used practically. I know I said this before, but I'm like, it's not cheapening your design. And that just is so... I think people can use motion as a crutch, but this is enhancing and just adding more engagement, especially on a social post. I know sometimes just flat.
And it's usually a gesture, when I see it. And what I really want to do is try to use a lot of these, mostly because my only foray into animation is the animation timeline in Photoshop, animation in Fresco, and here. I'm not going to be an animator for you. I'm never going to do that. So I'm trying to use these tools with as much cleverness as I possibly can to make a trailer, Okay, so his eyes move. We have Brashen using the vision. Begins October 2020. That's actually kind of cool. And I might
and then it's smoky and it fades out. I love that.
And I'm wondering if there should be something before this, because one of the things that I'm trying to do also is really tell a story with it. So if I add a scene here, right? Maybe I should not right click it. And I'm going to actually drag this in front. I would like to do, if I had the tablet, what I would do is I would animate something kind of splitting apart so that you could see a title page. Seriously, try to think of what a movie trailer has and try to do it in Express.
I love that.
But I think that what I can do is, let's see what I have. I think I have a lot of these illustrations for
you have a good repository of just fun illustrations that work for this.
Let's see if we can do this one.
What's the name of your series?
The Dungeon Mysterium.
The Dungeon Mysterium.
So it's kind of
You're
a mouthful.
so clever and creative in so many ways. I really
Thanks.
admire.
I'm gonna see if I
you.
can just drag this in. I'm pretty sure I can just drag this, and I'm so not used to like working avidly with a trackpad. So like I feel like I keep hitting the right click.
I struggle with the PC trackpads. I don't know if anyone else. I think it's just like a
You
Mac
have to press it
PC
harder,
thing.
I think.
Yes,
too.
yes. My my dad was the biggest PC guy for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he would try to use my Mac, he'd like lose his mind at how sensitive it was. It's like, what is this doing?
Oh, that's so funny.
But we love PCs. Great for different things.
Yeah, and you know what? For me, honestly, the main reason why I use a PC is because I want to play video games.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Fair.
You
and
know?
why have two computers?
Yeah, so I was just like, I need a PC. Because I gotta have my games.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was like, I'll do this, and it's just kind of stuck with me for a long time. But I understand the desire to have like a MacBook or something like that because I've used them as well, which is why I try to give you guys like the same shortcuts.
I appreciate
each
that.
time.
I think sometimes us Mac people forget about the PC people, and that's not cool.
We need our video games, guys.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I have our title or our title illustration.
Yeah, I love it.
And I have the background. I'm wondering if we make this super big.
Bigger. I feel like this could be a video game. Is that like a dream of yours? Do you think to?
I actually laid a video game out once called Obelisk, and then
Cool.
I did like all of the video game art for it. I did all the items
That
and
sounds
stuff.
so hard, but you have the art and story going.
But I can't program. I cannot program.
I'm sure we got enough programmers in the chat or people that we're friends with.
I tried so hard to like get to the point where I could do it, and I went through and I was like trying to learn and everything. It is mad props, mad respect to all of you folks out there
like a hard skill.
that do this. Oh my gosh, I'm a drawing brain person.
Yeah,
you know,
totally. That's why we have different people for all these different skills.
Yes. Okay, let's do a drift.
Okay, so that's kind of like coming in.
Yeah, and let's like kind of, because I kind of want to get, that's the mouth of the cave, and then I kind of want to like
I like how the fog ties in from this illustration to the
other
video that we overlaid. Yeah.
I just don't want, I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to start it from the edge, because I don't want the edge of the illustration to come out.
Okay.
But maybe I'll make it smaller so that more of the visuals kind of pop in. Or maybe it does. Maybe it is going to be like smaller there. I just feel like it would be more impactful if it was not.
It's easy to try it out.
Yeah.
Try it a couple different ways. See what you like.
We're going to make it larger.
Try bigger again?
Yeah. Yeah, because I just don't want, let me go back to the very beginning and see. Yeah, so as long as it doesn't have like that chopped off edge of it, I think is going to be better. And then I also have, I believe, a title.
Oh, look at you go.
And it's got the texture from the background in it, which I think we need to brighten up a little bit. We need to.
Is that another clipping mask situation?
Yeah.
Adding texture. Love it.
Kind of making it branded, making it interesting. But let's do effects. And let's do custom for Duotone.
You're showing me all these little things that I didn't know were possible in Express.
I love Duotone. If you have anything that's like a transparent PNG sort of thing like this, and you want to change the color, I just go to Duotone and set both the colors to be the same. Because then it just changes the color of the whole thing.
Nice.
So like if I wanted it to them to both be like this, I could do that, and then it would just be solid in that color, and I could change it.
Then you don't have to go and like re-export anything or like change stuff in Photoshop. Might as well just work in the tool you already have open.
And in this case, what I'd like to do is just select some colors from my project here that will like make it still branded like this. I think that it'll give it like still some interesting pizzazz.
Oh, look at all that texture when you zoom in.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see from a distance.
Yeah, because it's like
close, I mean, it just, all those little details add up.
And
It makes such a beautiful composition.
I think we could probably stand to make this like a darker green, to be honest.
Let's try it.
Something just like to like sort of give it like it has texture here, but it's not, you know. Let's make that a little smaller.
It's looking good.
I know that this is like really nitpicky, but
I mean, we're designers.
we're designers.
We
What is
strive for
that meme like
perfection.
on Instagram? We're designers.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna tweak these 4 pixels for 45 minutes until we
That is
decide
so
that
accurate.
it didn't need it anyways.
But you never know unless you try.
True. Okay, that's a little too dark, but it's starting to give me the texture that I
Yeah.
want. So I'm starting to like get a little
bringing
more
your
of it.
texture back in. Ooh.
Honestly, I don't mind that.
That's like foresty
Yeah, I don't.
It
and
reminds
it's got
me of, like, the- foliage you got down there.
some terrain.
This is looking amazing.
And so if this slides in, I feel like it could, like, I want this to come in at a different time. So if we go here to like where it's solidly in the picture, we can make this a little bit longer too. Then we can come into show layer timing. And
Handy.
I want to, like make sure we can see like where this kind of stops moving, which is like right here.
Perfect.
And I'm going to drag that Dungeon Mysterium.
Well, this is like such a easier version of After Effects.
Yeah, that's that's kind of
Like
how I'm
showing
seeing it.
all the layers, getting to see. Yeah, I mean, this is how my brain works, and I think a lot of designers' brains work. It's just a little bit simpler, a little bit more approachable.
And for me, it's like I don't think that I'm going to be an After Effects person.
Yeah,
I think
that's hard.
like I know the kind of apps that I need to use, and I have a process for that. And I was just watching, I think it was Brittany Megan was on yesterday or the day before, doing a spotlight. And she said something about like when you run your own business or you're a freelance artist or a small business owner or whatever, you have to remember that there comes a time where you can't do everything,
Yeah.
You have to know when to call it quits on something and either find help or compromise in your process. And this is one of those times for me is that like I'm not going to be a programmer and I'm not going to be an amazing animator in After Effects. I'm going to illustrate all the stuff that you need. Like I made this stuff.
Absolutely. And
That's
it's
good
incredible.
enough, That's
and
good
it's
enough.
still like achieving the look that you want, but without making you spend tons of hours. Look at that.
I think that actually looks really good. There needs to be a
So
transition.
nice. Oh yeah,
though, like
between the scenes. I like that idea.
So I'm actually really pleased with that. Ta-da! That's actually really smooth. And then what we
that looks
need,
gorgeous.
I'm wondering how we're gonna do. Oh, I know what we're gonna do.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna take the image of this that we did not destroy. Because remember I said maybe we will need that.
Yeah.
We're going to take that, copy, and we're going to come over here and we're going to have, within this scene, we're going to have the image fade to it.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah, so we're
To
going
create that seamless transition from page to page.
I put the background in there. I didn't copy it properly, but honestly, that's fine. We're going to do that. We're going to put that there. And we're going to come and grab, and I'm trying to do this quick because I know that we're kind of running out of time.
That's okay. You've gotten a lot done.
I hope it feels that
and,
way.
Like Jeff in the chat says that like Express is perfect. I think it's inspiring our audience too to be able to use Express in your workflow. And I love that you already had a lot of this like illustration work done. And it's like you said, bringing back up an old project and adding a whole like another layer of interest to it without having to redraw or
and go through it
repaint.
again and so just trying to breathe a little life into it in a special way. So let's see, I have this and I've pasted it here, but we need to on the layer timing we need to go back and kind of figure out when, so that's when all that stuff appears. And then what we need to do is have the let's go to our background. This needs to fade in at the same time that
look at you go.
the eyes and
I'm just
everything
watching in
fade
amazement.
I'm just trying to think of like, if I could make myself a trailer for this, what would I make?
Yeah.
You know? And I definitely need this to fade out. So we're going to do a fade out.
Oh, yeah. One of the out animations?
Yeah, out. So let's go ahead and fade it out. And then over here, I think I put the, did I put that? Yeah, I did put this in here as well. This needs to come to the end because it's going to start with all the others.
Oh, so we're having the fog throughout the whole video?
I think
I
maybe
like it.
we could. Let's fade it in like right here.
Oh, that seems nice.
Can I fade on a video? Yeah.
We should be able to.
Let's fade it. Let's fade it in.
Let's
Fade
do
it in.
Oh, and sing a little song
Yeah, a little
too, Val.
song.
You're just so talented. What can't Val do?
I can't do a backflip. I definitely can't do that.
Okay, fair.
I can make a list of things.
Me neither.
Let's fade in on that. Let's find that background. Let's fade in on that background. And then it'll kind of like it'll transition. And if that Dungeon Mysterium is fading out, and then this is, we'll have the Creatures Plan fade in as well. Let's say animation, fade in. Okay, and then it'll stick for the whole time because that one doesn't need a fade in because it'll be there. Okay, let's see, guys. Let's see. I mean, this might not be as smooth as I really thought it was going to be, but we're going to test this out and see. Yes, there's that fade in, boom, and then it should both fade in. Yeah, and then it goes into the animation. Ha 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 ha! Coming to you, October 2024.
Way to go, Val!
That's actually dope. Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
And then we've got 2 minutes left, I think, and I know that we have to do like a little outro, but we could also add audio, and I know it would be kind of interesting maybe to do some kind of, I mean, I'm just going to type in spooky.
Sure. I like adding audio at the end because if we had been going through the timeline the whole time with it playing the music
it
back
would be
and
like
back and back, that
weird.
would drive me crazy.
Haunted house strings? I don't know. I don't think I can hear this unless,
I don't
are the
either.
headphones on maybe?
Oh.
We might have headphones. You might have headphones too, perhaps. Maybe not. I just wanted to check. Probably not. I did not warn anybody in the studio that maybe I would add music, but I think honestly I could add music later. Yeah, it's good to know that we can do it, and honestly, I'm really proud of this.
Yeah, I'm proud of you too, Val.
I'm proud of it. That was fun.
Way to go! So, do you want to recap what we did today? Covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, and I'll do like 15 seconds. We just took some illustrations that I did for a story that I wrote, and we kind of looked through them and we pieced them out and kind of created the assets necessary to create a kind of trailer to announce that I'm coming back to using or like working on this story.
Yeah, you are coming back.
Like a
Stay
little
tuned.
Dungeon Mysterium thing.
I love it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks so much for tuning in, Val. It was so great to have you.
Thank you
for
hosting.
Yes, of course. I'll be back next designing. It won't be as spooky, kind of a hard vibe shift, but it'll be fun, so stay tuned, and Val will also be back later.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Bye, guys.
See you all.
Hey guys, my name is Ashley. Follow along as I design wrapping paper. Every project definitely starts off with a mood board. I like to start off in InDesign. So start off with any size board. Let's throw in some guides. So there's no rhyme or reason how I'm doing my boxes. I'll kind of adjust as I drop photos in. As you see, I'm building the boxes to the grid lines. So when you press W, you can actually have a full view. So here's my inspiration folder. Again, I kind of go through what I find on Instagram, things that just like inspire me and call me. I save them all into a folder. So then when I'm going to build out a mood board, I have something to pull from it. So I think we're done here. We can kind of go straight into Illustrator and start to get some designing. So now I'm just pulling colors to finalize the color story that I want to go with. So that's why I work with Pantone a lot, so that I can make sure that what I see on screen is exactly what I'll get. So now I'm just gonna start drawing shapes and see
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Emma and Emily, and we are here to design, or actually, sorry, Emma's going to be designing. I'll be watching some music festival posters and just branding in general, right?
Yes,
Amazing.
the M's are back, and we're so excited.
By popular demand.
Yes, I know. We had so much fun. Like, I think it was like a month ago that we got to design together. So it's great to be back. And I felt like since it's summertime, or basically summertime in my book, you know, like it's kind of concert season, music festival season. So I was thinking we could come up with some fun branding for this like fake music festival. So we're going to work mostly in Illustrator and Express today, which will be super fun. So let's just dive right into Illustrator, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I was kind of thinking that it would be fun to have this festival at like a beachy town. This is a picture of Pacifica, California, just a little bit south of San Francisco.
Okay.
And I just like want to capture the vibes of this image into a poster. So I'm thinking like I want it to have some like illustrated elements with like some waves, some surfboards, some palm trees.
Okay.
So I think that would be kind of like a fun place to start. Does that sound good?
No, this looks beautiful.
Okay.
I immediately want to be there. So
yes.
take us there.
I feel like this just like encapsulates summer. So I went ahead and kind of came up with this really rough pencil sketch.
Okay.
You can see like my sketching skills pretty like mediocre.
They're great.
But I was talking to Val about this last session, but I'm a very firm believer in sketching.
Okay.
Whether that's like on fresco or getting your ideas out on paper, I think it's just nice to kind of work out some of the logistics before I spend a lot of time in the computer. And I think one thing that's like a little bit tricky about music festival posters is they have so much copy and like so many details in there. So I just typed out. Now, the beauty of this is that I got to put as much or as little copy as I wanted because I created this festival. So we're calling it Coastline. I feel like that's kind of cute in summary, which I think lends itself to some good imagery. But you can see here, I got the title, the date, the location, the headliners, and all the other artists. So now we kind of have to play this game of hierarchy, which can be complicated, especially when we have a limited amount of space.
And so much copy, right?
Yeah, but it's all fun. So I think the way I wanted to approach this was thinking about 11 by 17 poster.
Yep, that sounds
which
good.
is pretty reasonable. And I wanted to pick a display font, which is fun, but it's like a little bit tricky, again, for the hierarchy. Let's just like make this hard for ourselves. But so I went into Adobe Fonts and I was just scrolling through like some of my favorites. I love, obviously, by Oh No Typeco. Obviously, like James has like some amazing work that's really fun. I also love Beverly Drive.
Ooh,
doesn't this feel so like beachy, surfy? I love this.
And they're a local design or beachy design firm.
Yes,
so it feels
exactly.
Right.
I think they've done some stuff with Adobe Live, so shout out. They're pretty amazing. All their fonts are really awesome. And then the one I actually picked is called, I think it's Microbe. We'll go with saying Microbe.
Oh, yeah.
I was like reading that a few times, like, I don't know. But how cool is this? It's a variable font. So on Adobe Fonts, I think this is like a newer feature where you can play with all the weights.
Oh, that's amazing.
And just like see it in real time. So you can see there's a lot of different options.
Cool.
Which I think is nice for this poster specifically, because then we can play with all the variations of the font to kind of add to those levels of hierarchy while using the same font. So I went ahead and downloaded all three of these fonts. Like I said, I'm going to use Microbe in my poster today and just for all my branding in general. And the great thing about this is that it'll, of course, because it's Adobe, sync to all of our products, which is really nice. So I already have this up and running in Illustrator. So once I applied the Microbe font, I kind of like to make this sheet for myself.
A brand sheet.
Like a little mini brand sheet, just so you can kind of get a sense for the hierarchy that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that I wanted the title to be like the largest on the page because that's like what people need to go see. And then I think the headliners, in my opinion, was like the second most important. Because I want to know, like, I'm going to get to go see Quinn 92 and Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah,
like
Sabrina's there.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that's what I think is, like, second on the list. And then everything else was a little bit smaller. I think we can maybe make some of these type sizes the same. But this is kind of what I was talking about, the nice thing about these variable fonts, like the headline. is this extended version. But then for the headliner, did I say this is the headline? That's confusing because it's like title and then headliner artist. The title, we'll call it the title.
H1.
Of Coastline. Yeah, H1 is using the extended version. And then I think this is a little bit more legible for body copy.
Definitely.
This is a little bit dense. Oh, there's a stroke applied. I was like, that's too heavy.
I was getting a little lost. That's much better. And that one definitely. I was gonna tell you, I was like, that one seems a little.
That's the designer eye. Whoops. Yeah. So that had a stroke applied, but I think otherwise this looks pretty good.
Yep.
So now I'm just gonna go ahead and start let's hopefully not get too much of a
preview.
of a
I
sneak
saw
peek.
something.
I know.
Stick around,
Snooze
chat.
flash. I can't design all of this in an hour. We got a lot to cover, but I want to start out here with an 11 by 17 artboard. I think that's a pretty good standard poster size.
Printable, yeah.
Yeah, it's printable at home.
Yeah.
And honestly, it just like makes your computer run a lot slower if it was like
18 by 24,
too much
huge.
bigger.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I'm referencing my little sketch over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the title.
There's a request in chat. Wade says that VooDoo Val should be the headliner of all the singing that she was doing on the live stream. So maybe if we want to put her in there.
Okay, Val, come back in. Come sing for us. Val's
Sing
the
over
headliner.
this. Yeah.
That would be so awesome. So the first thing I want to do is get this rounded text, which I think is a pretty standard workflow. My guess is you all know how to do this, but in case you don't, I'll show you. So I already have this circle drawn out. And I'm going to use good old text on a path tool, which is right-clicking on here or type on a path tool. Type in coastline. I actually spelled it right. Val and I were also talking about that last stream.
Yeah.
Like, designing on live stream is one thing, but typing
is a whole
all of a
extra.
sudden our brains like turn off and forget how to work. So I'm just going to line these points to make sure I can get everything centered.
Tell me why I always lose those little handles, though, whenever
I
get in there. I'm like, where are they?
It's like a little tricky. The nice thing is when it snaps, then you know that it's like centered
where
and
it
good.
should be.
Okay. So I tried to sketch this out here, but I wanted like kind of a 3-dimensional effect.
Very cool.
Without making it 3D. I know you were doing some amazing
like, let
3D
me show you how.
work earlier. So take Emily's approach or do this more like flat 2D approach.
Very cool.
Because I was kind of thinking like when I was illustrating or sketching, I wouldn't even call this illustrating. When I was doing very loosey-goosey sketching, I wanted it to feel kind of cartoony.
Yeah.
This is like something that I've seen on Instagram a lot, or just like inspiration from other designers where they're kind of like adding a stroke to the outline of some of their illustrations, which I don't know, scared me before, which sounds silly, but I feel like it has like a fun...
It makes it very cartoony. I feel like some people,
effects.
are saying, oh, well, if you're stroking, like putting a stroke on it, then it doesn't have high enough contrast, right? Like,
but
that's not the style we're going for.
No,
this is the appropriate style.
This is fun and just honestly something that I wanted to try personally.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show you all how I achieved it looked. So to kind of create the 3D look, I'm going to create outlines for this. I think it's smart to duplicate the not outline version,
text
the live version. Thank you. Not outline
on Adobe Live, the live version.
Yes. Just to have that in case you do something wrong.
Yep.
And want to have a backup. And then I'm going to go to the Pathfinder tool and merge all of this because right now it has like some of these
Those
weird,
are interesting shapes. Yeah.
I know. It's just I guess the way the font was built. We won't question.
They almost look like ink traps, but some of them are so big that they can't be, so I don't know.
We'll fix it by merging it. Probably
disappeared.
most fonts you don't need to do that with, but for this one I noticed you do. So I'm going to center this. Now I'm going to go to Object Path, Offset Path. Ooh, yeah, there you go. How big do I want this to be? Let's try 0.1 and let's preview it.
I always do my offset path, or not always, but I often end up using pixels because I just feel like you have more control. Like I'll be like, oh, 2 pixels, even if I'm in inches.
Fair.
You know?
That's
so
smart.
you could try, do like 3 pixels. Just type
3
3x.
pixels.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like kind of...
They're not touching. I don't know how close you want it.
I know, I'm trying to think here. Let's do...
You got time.
0.15. That's inches, but whatever. So if I pull this away, you can see it keeps that first copy there. And this is basically just like an extended version of the original text. I'm going to merge this too and just change the color. so that when I put it behind, you can see. So this like looks kind of crazy now, but trust the process.
But trust, it's gonna get there.
So I like this method better than adding a stroke on the outline on the outside of this shape. I think it just gives you more control. It often looks a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
But you can see here, there's some like weird little areas that we need to clean up. So I'm just gonna go in and like double click and get rid of some of these areas. Yep. I think it's nice too to like, with this effect that we're going through, cleaning up more points and making it kind of as smooth as you can.
Yep.
So it doesn't have to like perfectly reflect the type on top, but I think here, for example, like I want to get rid of that.
Especially if you're going to add an effect again on this, like anything you do is going to get magnified even more.
Exactly.
So don't be stressed, but definitely clean it up now before.
That is like the best thing I learned, I think, in design school was cleaning up my paths. Like in the moment, it was such a pain, but it just makes your work so much cleaner, so much nicer. Yep. See, like little areas like this too, where I think it's kind of just like, whoops, and you can just go back if you delete too many points. But some of these look okay. Like I want to keep the
true form of the shape.
Yeah, some of that going.
Like that. What's happening there?
I don't know, but I don't like it. So let's get rid of that.
Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. And then I could smooth out even more and just keep going. But I think for the most part, that's decent. So I'll escape out of there. I'm going to ungroup this too because the 3D effect I only want to apply to the offset path, not necessarily the text itself.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and add that outline stroke so you can see, which is so funny because I think at one point, like, if someone saw that you were adding a stroke, they'd be like, you don't know how to design. But now it's like kind of a style I'm going for.
Definitely.
And I think it's kind of cute. I'm going to change this to white. And then I'm going to option click and drag and move this to the bottom.
This already looks like a sticker. It looks so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is a great way to make stickers is using offset paths.
Oh, definitely.
I think that's like a fun little
for the die cut. Yep.
Yes, our packaging queen over here would know all about that. That's perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to go use the blend tool. The blend tool is great for shapes, for colors. Do you use the blend tool?
I was going to say, I don't think I used the shortcut version.
Oh, okay. I think I just added it to my toolbar, which is easy because then you can pick from all of these if you don't already have it on there.
Tell me why I keep my life more difficult and I don't customize my toolbar.
I don't know. Make it easy on yourself.
I don't know you that well, so I don't know how
No, I think some of these tools, honestly, I don't know what they do. So you could like clean it up and stick to the tools you usually use. But yeah, I'm gonna use the blend tool here, and then I'm gonna, I think it's option. No, just kidding. Click on the top one, option, and then click the bottom one, and then smooth color is good for when you want to like transition from like one color to another. I'll show you right now. It doesn't really work when you do it because it's the same color here. So when I'm gonna, whoops.
I'm gonna ask Chat, we're super glad that you're here, but we need you to weigh in. Do you customize your toolbar or do you have it default?
Default
I'm very
sometimes
curious.
the way to go.
No, I just have never thought about it. So yeah, let us know, Chat. We'd love to hear.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to do specified steps. You can also do specified distance. Specified steps will essentially allow you to control the number of copies this makes in between the top layer you selected and the bottom layer. So let's just try 8. I don't know. Okay, there you go. See, that's already kind of giving that like fun cartoon 3D effect without having to be a 3D designer.
Are you gonna layer it? Like, are we having a rainbow effect here? Or are you gonna merge these? What's the plan?
What do you think?
I don't know. I could see either way.
I could see it either way too. I think for this, I want to keep it black and white.
Okay.
And then have the rest of my illustration be in color. Are you cool with that?
I approve. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Proceed.
Emily approved, so we can move on. But the one nice thing about this is it keeps it live, so you can move this bottom layer or the top layer. Yeah, and keep kind of like whatever shape you want.
Everywhere.
It's kind of fun to play with. But this is like pretty close to I think what I wanted to begin with. And honestly, for the final one, like this is picky. I would probably clean up some of the points here, maybe smooth this out. Another way to smooth this out is just by adding more steps in between.
And so if you want your computer a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like your computer might start to smoke, like Val's was apparently smoking.
That was the craziest story.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. So hopefully no computers on fire for this one. Okay, perfect. Now I want to tackle, I think, just laying out the rest of this composition.
Let's do it.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So I really want to have kind of like a nice little frame going. Oh, here's another thing. Designing with a grid. Let me just...
Pro grid?
Yes.
As she finds turn grid off.
Yes, but I don't like it. I never liked it in school, but sometimes it's a necessary evil.
Definitely.
I think especially for things like this where you just want like quickly to get an even border around something, just turn on your grid. It's command and then the apostrophe, and then snap to grid is super easy too. So I'm gonna just switch that to an outline.
All right, Patrick and Wade are both saying that they customize either their hotkeys or their toolbars. So
see, that's what I'm lacking in the hotkeys department. I'm just very like, I'll search how to do something.
Yeah, and I assume if there's not one there, then I'm like, oh, I guess it just doesn't have one. But I always forget.
Yeah.
I need some TLC with my Illustrator program. I didn't realize
I don't know. I've learned a lot from you from past streams about like how to do things in Illustrator.
But it was not how to customize your toolbar.
Okay, that's a different stream, not this one. Forget about that. But I think just as I'm starting to lay out my composition here, like having the grid is super nice just to have all these points snap, and then we can go through later and like really clean up how the composition lays out. Like we can kind of go off grid.
Ooh.
But for now, it's nice to just get a sense for like where we want things to go. So for like down here, I know I want some waves, so maybe we'll say they go that high. And a lot of what I'm doing here is kind of like reflecting on both sides. Like I'll only make one palm tree and then reflect it to another. I think also this like little sun was kind of my cute cartoony moment.
I'm glad that, this
when
one
I
is gonna
was
join
practicing, I wanted to do something more complicated. I just like can't draw faces, and I really love the trend too of like all these little mascots. Essentially, I love when brands do that. I think it's so cute. So I just kind of did my own simple version of a mascot with a really simple face and a really simple sunshine. So I'm gonna do the offset path this time for my sun because I kind of want like some sun rays.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cute. So let's see. I think I want it to be like an inch apart. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
How did you build the set list of people? Was this just like your most recently played?
It was so random. Like, please don't think that much into it. I don't know. I guess I was just trying to think of like random up and coming artists or like artists that weren't necessarily huge to make it like a little realistic, because let's be real, I'm a Swiftie at heart. Taylor is not coming to headline at my show.
We can hope. The sun's really happy. I would go if I was her. I'd be like, I'm there.
That's like aspirational. But yeah, I love Quinn 92, and I love Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know. Her like song Espresso is just like stuck in my head 24/7.
Sorry, chat. Now it's gonna be stuck in your head all day.
Yeah, sorry. Can't play that on live. I think that's probably a copyright issue.
Maybe Val can come sing it for us. So Val, we need
Val
you.
is our resident musician now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can see just kind of how I started to create this here. I'm gonna turn off snap grid. See, this is a time where if you use the grid, now it's just kind of getting in my way. So I kind of want this. Let's group this and center it. I'm kind of treating this as like a little bit of a horizon line.
That makes sense. You're really doing, the grid and the thirds and everything. You're
Yeah.
bringing all the design principles here.
Thanks.
Design
I'm making
teachers-
my old design teachers proud, hopefully.
Design teachers everywhere are like, we're going to replay this one over again in class.
Yeah, like it makes sense why you have to do it. And then what I'm going to do here is do you remember all this text we had to include?
I do.
We have to start bringing that in. So I'm going to bring in, I think the date would be really cute up
That's
here.
good. Yeah, that's the next thing usually, right? What's the name of the place? When is it happening? And who's going to be there? That's the order.
So I think I'll ungroup this. Again, offset path, type on path. Okay. So we'll do that super duper fast. I want this to be like in between. And the nice thing is we can like kind of play around with like that will probably be fine because then we have to think about how the text will sit on the path and if it will look optically centered between like the first circle and the second circle. Okay, you know what? Let's just make our lives easier here.
Just copy it.
Copy it. Command A.
That is always the question.
C.
To copy, to not to copy.
Yeah,
to retype.
I mean, no.
Risk the spelling. We don't know.
Yeah, let's not do that. I already have it typed because I knew I would be a little nervous to type and just to be on Adobe Live. You know, always like fun, excited, nervous jitters.
Exactly. And you're creating, you know, your brain's thinking that kind of thing, not, you know,
yeah.
How do I spell this again? Where does the comma go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that's close to being centered, but then
perfect.
Here, like you can finesse it a little bit, whatever. I'm not going to be too precious with it. I'll leave it like that for now.
I love it.
Okay. So once I have that established, I think I want to start showing you how I created some of these illustrated moments. But to do that, can I just jump to the final product to show you?
Sure. How we're going to get there?
Is that fun? Because I think a lot of my method is the same thing over and over again with like simple shapes.
That is how design goes, yeah.
Yeah, and using the pen tool, and I think it can turn out something really fun. Okay, so this is what I came up with for the finished product. And let me drag my sketch so you can kind of see how this starts to work. You can see here I did a little bit more steps in between here, and I think it makes this edge, it's not perfectly smooth, but a little bit smoother. And then the sunshine, and then this is how
happiest sun.
Isn't it cute?
So
and
happy.
Again, that's like literally just the pen tool. And with these like clouds, for example, I'll show you over here. I just, you know, drew some circles.
And a rectangle, and it comes together.
You merge it together, and then ta-da, I cleaned up some of these points just to make sure that everything is blending a little bit more smoothly. And then something else that I added was just some like little lines to kind of create
an extra
a little extra level of dimension. So I would maybe do that like here.
Ooh, that was perfect.
Yeah, that's actually decent. Might be better than my original, actually.
Okay, who did that?
We can replace that. And the color palette here is something that I think is really important, and what made a big difference as I was designing this is it's pretty limited. You know, like I'm not using a ton of colors. I'm using 2, 3, 4, like 5 main colors. Adding that outline makes everything really consistent. Mm-hmm. I like to keep the text black, and then in the moments where it needed a little bit more contrast, I'd add the white around it. So I think those are all keys to kind of replicating this look. And something else that I think is kind of fun that I did here, it's kind of hard to see.
Is there a texture happening?
It's a little bit of a texture,
line pattern.
But
my eyes are feeling crazy with that.
I know, it's kind of hard to see from zoomed out, but I wanted to find a way to incorporate this kind of line pattern that I created with the text. So something I could do just to show you how this works. It's super easy, but all I did is I just took a segment and I drew over like the path of,
to keep the same
now
angle.
I'm going cross-eyed looking at this.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah, to keep the angle. And then I can just repeat this, you know, make a bunch of copies.
You're going to use your blend shortcut again?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's what I would do. Okay,
duh. Let's try that. And that actually, Emily, is so smart. You're using my own technique in a way that I hadn't even thought of. Okay, so let's make this black.
Also, Wade is thinking, but you could get a Taylor Swift cover band.
Oh,
Maybe
true.
It's a jam band called the Taylor's Whiffed.
That works. I feel like you could just put me up there. Like, I would be able to sing probably all her songs.
She looks a little different than we remember.
Yeah, she's blonde, but a little bit shorter.
But she loves all the songs, so it must be her.
Yeah, then you hear my voice and you're like, no. Okay, that, Emily, genius. Genius.
It's a teamwork over here.
And then all I did was I just drew this shape.
Okay.
And then,
pen tool?
Yeah. Okay. Pen tool, super easy. I think outlining these strokes sometimes is nice once you're like super confident.
Because it was a path, or it was a blend, right? So then you have to outline it to make it shapes.
And then it just like makes your file really big if you keep everything live.
Yeah, especially with that many that you did.
Yeah.
On the actual palm tree.
I did individually space those out. That's an L in the chat for me.
Oh, Don't put L's in the chat. Only W's in the chat.
No. I did use it like the distribute spacing.
Hey.
Another way you could go about it is to make a pattern and just keep it in your library. And
This
then
is
you
true.
can apply it to other shapes if you wanted.
It may even be, well, it won't be the same angle, but there are some basic patterns that are in there that
Yeah.
are, but I think they're just vertical and horizontal. So we need the angle.
I mean, this is pretty similar. But then I just used a clipping mask, which is super simple.
Yeah.
And that's how I achieved that. And like I said, I moved this to the, or reflected it, thank you, to the other side, because I think that frames out the composition really nicely. So I think this is a really good starting point for creating some other brand assets.
Let's build it out.
Which is kind of fun. So I was thinking like some VIP passes would be cute. So what I did here is I have these like 2 different gradients.
Yeah.
So I was thinking this top one could be like for VIP, and then this one could be for like general admission.
Okay.
Which would be cute. And so I just took these surfboards, and then I actually only had one over here. Then I duplicated
Now
it.
it has a friend.
And now it has a buddy. And I feel
Yay.
like the nice thing about all these little illustrations is you can repurpose them and kind of create a new composition, but it still feels very on brand. So I liked how I added in some more waves. And like what I did here is I just like did a nice little like
Move behind.
tuck behind.
Yeah.
So it feels like there's some movement. I moved some of the palm tree leaves, which again, like just some clipping masks, just some little half circles, quarter circles.
I don't know if you were watching the stream earlier, but we were talking about the Runts candy. Did you ever eat that? It was like the banana. Oh, the palm tree looks like the banana if it was yellow.
Yeah, wait, those are gross. Did you like those candies? What was the consensus in the chat?
I used to love them as a kid.
They were like the fruit ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
You're like, you had better candy apparently, because I was happy with Runts.
I just liked chocolate candy. I still am
that's
a
fair.
chocolate person,
Yeah.
so maybe
No,
that's
totally
why.
different fields there.
Yeah. But I think it's kind of fun to have like a VIP pass. And then this also is a good option for a blank pass that we're going to turn into a template into Express.
Ooh, take us
that'll
there.
be fun.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I just wanted to show you another fun little like cute asset that I made.
Oh, cute,
some
the
little
wristband?
wristbands.
Yeah.
So if you're VIP, you get a fun like little lanyard and a
I wish
wristband.
you should have printed some off. We could have been wearing them. That would have been
I
fun.
know. I did think about it. Sorry. You
okay.
always come with fun like deliverables. Last
I'm
time,
like, so I brought this.
if you saw Emily's egg purse, like go back during Easter time.
It was, yeah.
And
April.
Emily like made some stuff like DIY in the studio. It was
Do you
really
want to know
cute.
the saddest part? That stream was so fun.
Yeah.
I did not save my file. And I like closed out of it. I was like, oh, I must have saved it. And so egg purse is gone. So if you want to see the only version, go watch the replay.
Limited a dish. Look on
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, on the previous live streams.
These are so fun.
Yeah. So what I did to bring this into Express is I created a library.
Oh, genius.
Yeah. Not really. It's just easy.
No, sometimes it's one of those things that it's like an asset that you don't utilize often, and I just feel like
Exactly.
it makes a world of a difference.
And I actually got that idea from you.
Wow.
Because Emily has a lot of really good, I think, right? Last time you had some good libraries.
like,
Some colors.
did I? Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
On egg purse, yes, I was
On
making
egg
a lot
purse.
of libraries.
Exactly. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just like dragging
The
some of
elements.
these individual
Sure.
elements, and then I'm going to bring them into my library, so then I can start to create all kinds of different assets in Express. So here is what I have so far in my library. It's really easy to add colors. I think that's
Show us how.
the easiest way, to keep yourself on brand. So let's go back to where I had my colors over here.
You really have like a brand book laid out on this. This is the most organized file I've ever seen.
Thanks. You know, it took some prep. It's not always this organized. Usually it's
Hey,
kind of a mess.
either way.
But normally I'm not showing some of my work in progress files. So this had to be a little bit more cleaned up. But it is kind of nice to see all this laid out. So I have like my pink laid out right here. You go to this plus button and then it'll show you like all the different options. So, oh no, that's you covering it.
Oh, sorry.
Slide to the side.
Which side?
Other side.
Help.
Ah! Fill, stroke color, or graphic. Or
Here, wait, I
you
can touch it for you. Which one did you want?
fill. So we're gonna add it as a fill color, which you can see like it's already in there, so it's a duplicate. Oh, and to create a new library, all you do is go back to your libraries and do create new. I got a lot of random stuff for work.
Other
But
projects.
this is just for funsies.
And
Yeah,
then-
so I added in all my colors and the fonts. that we were talking about, which is really fun.
Perfect.
So I added in micro here, and then I think the Beverly Drive font would be really cute for sneak peek for these passes for when we want to start adding people's names to it.
Right.
And then I just can add some of my graphic elements too. So I added my sunshine, my palm tree.
So gradients add then, it looks like as a graphic element,
Yes.
not as a color
Correct.
sample.
I added it as a
interesting.
graphic. I think that's just good to have as a reference. I think if I were to recreate the gradient in Express, I would just use the color stops instead of the graphic. But
Right.
I think it's nice to remember that you have that as part of your brand kit, even if you're not like directly pulling that asset from the library.
I'm just hanging out over here.
Oh, you're fine. You're good now. You're good.
I am in the
Sorry, I'm
asset
like
library.
pushing Emily's like subtly off camera more and more. But it's really nice to add like groups here. So
Yeah,
let
show us
me
how. Give us a little
release that,
demo.
that clipping mask. Yeah.
Or a little group, I think.
So
Yeah.
I
Or
just
was
made
it-
this
oh,
as a
it's-
group. You can
okay.
also do individual leaves if you wanted to.
Yeah, give the group.
All you have to do is drag and drop.
Could not be easier.
It could not be easier. And also, like I showed before, you can also select something and then add it as, there goes Emily, a graphic. And then we can just rename these like waves and then leaves. And it's set to organize in alphabetical order.
Will you show us how to add Beverly Drive into the
Oh, yes.
into
Good
the library?
idea. Good idea.
Let's get a little
so
demo.
let's do Sabrina's name. Whoops, I forgot this is actually just one text box. Okay, so all I have to do is spell the word correctly. So
You're like, where'd my font go? Oh,
yeah,
wait,
there's
it
a
was me
couple
again.
different. I think the regular version's really cute. This is like so.
It's
California
beautiful.
and cute. I wanted to use this in a project.
I use it on
before.
so many projects.
Do you?
I love this
It's like
typeface,
definitely.
yeah.
Emily and I have a very similar aesthetic.
We share a
so-
library, apparently. We didn't know
Apparently,
it.
in our minds, it's an M thing. Sorry, you just like have to be named.
If you have an
Emma,
M name, you can,
Emily.
yeah. Is your full name Emily or is it Emma?
It's Emma.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it both ways, so I never know.
Interesting.
Like Emma Stone is actually Emily.
Oh yes, because
Right.
that was like a SAG thing, wasn't it? Like
Oh, I don't
someone
know.
else was like Emily Stone.
Oops.
I listened to too many podcasts. Anyways,
They said you can't have that name.
Exactly. So here, I think I would go to.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Remind me how I do this, Em.
I think you can just
Just
drag
add it.
in.
Oh,
Yeah,
and then
you
it
can do
adds
that
as
way.
text.
Yep.
Okay. Basically, it's like, what in the world?
Oh, I think you added it that way.
As it as a font.
I want to say you can just try dragging it over. I feel like I've done it like that. Oh, no.
Maybe it's because I already have it in there.
You know what? I wonder if it's done through Express.
It might be done through Express because I did
Because
it
I know
there.
that you can add it that way for sure.
Because this is an Express asset right here, and you
Yeah.
can't necessarily get to it. So, anyways, I guess we learned this together that you can just keep
yeah.
this text in there if you wanted, like.
When I've added text to my library, I've always done it in Express, so I was curious if you'd done it
Okay.
this way. So
No,
We
the
don't
answer
know.
is no. I think I also did it in Express when I created this library.
Right.
But this could be good too.
if you want it as an element or something.
Yeah, like if I wanted to keep
Interesting.
coastline in there without all the like stuff around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so now that this is all saved, let's go into Express.
Wade
Ta-da!
dropped a link to Egg Purse, so thanks, Wade.
Oh, thank you,
Keep Egg Purse
Wade.
going.
Yes, that was like our first time meeting. It's come full circle. Ta-da! Okay, so now you can see that like all of our assets, our fonts, our
Yep.
colors are automatically
Waiting for us.
synced. Yes, like
Oh,
I
interesting. Yeah, like how it dropped in there.
I just added these. Like,
Right.
I probably don't want that in there in reality, but for the sake of this demo,
it was my fault. I'm sorry.
No. I think it's important for everyone to see. And then here's the easy way to add fonts.
Yeah.
In Express.
That's the way I typically do
it's
it.
synced to Adobe Fonts. So like the ones that I was sharing here. One interesting thing is Microbe is not on there, so I went and
Interesting.
substituted it for Obviously.
Okay.
But I kind of think the workaround for that is just like uploading this, for example, as like an asset.
Yeah.
So then I'm not having any live type in Express, but I can still use the fonts that I want.
Yeah,
So
that's perfect.
That works. But just know if you're creating more assets, almost all of the Adobe fonts should be in there. But sometimes it's a little bit different. Okay, so now I wanted to kind of set up a template to hand off because
For all
a
the
lot of
VIPs?
times, yeah, like think of this as being a really big festival. I'm not probably going to be the only one creating stuff, and I think
You would hope
that's-
not, because that'd be so stressful.
that would be stressful. It'd be fun, but I think like as designers, a lot of times, or at least in my job, our job is to create the brand system and then hand it off to someone else to be able to
Yeah.
design on brand
Carry out,
without ruining your beautiful creations. Keep creative control, which, like, as a control freak, love that.
We'll say
like,
continuity for consistency.
You know, that's nicer. Consistency and staying on brand. But I think Express is a really great tool, especially for non-designers to be able to, like, make changes. I know I create templates in Express actually a decent amount for just, like, internal Adobe things if I wanted to hand it off to, like, a talent partner who's posting about, I don't know, a job opening. Like, they don't necessarily want hitting the microphone.
Sorry,
they
chat.
don't necessarily want to go into Illustrator and, like, figure out how to use that tool. So I think it's nice. So what I did here is I just exported this artboard as a PNG.
Okay.
And then brought it into Express on just, like, a custom size canvas. I think my canvas is 2.5 by 4.
That sounds about right.
Which seemed like online based off my quick Googles.
I
that
think
was
that's
like
a
a
normal
standard, like,
lanyard.
Picture this as, like, being punched out
Lanyard
like a hole and then have
Yep.
a lanyard on top. But yeah, so what I did here is I just brought this into a PNG, like I said, and I locked this layer because
you're gonna type on top of it.
it's an image,
Yeah,
and I
that
don't
makes
want
sense.
to move that around. So I think that's just easy to right click and lock it. And then the nice thing is I can go to my stuff and go to my libraries, and you can see I have, like, a ton of different
Just
libraries
waiting for us there.
Yeah, and so let's say, like, I wanted to add, like, another cloud. Someone's really passionate that they want to, you know, bring in some
Just a
more,
really nice day.
Yeah.
Some more cloud
Even though, like,
cover.
the problem with this illustration style is, you know, if we were
The
to create
scaling of it.
guidelines,
Yeah.
yes, like, the stroke outline is probably, like, a little bit of an issue because when you scale it up, it'll look a little bit bigger. When you scale it down, like, the stroke will look too thin. But I digress. Let's say it's good as it is. If I wanted to add another wave, I could. Should we add another wave?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
It almost looks like what would be cool is if, like, the bottom was die cut, because sometimes the
Yes.
Oh, actually, I wonder if you're gonna be able to layer this. It may not because it's flat, and you know. Yeah.
But see, if you were smart like Val did earlier, I keep referencing Val. Val, I loved you. That was
We
our,
love you,
our
Val.
first time meeting. So great. But she just brought in, like, a layered Photoshop file. I think you
Oh,
can
yeah, you
also,
can do a live file like
you
that.
can
Mhm.
also do that if you wanted to. Maybe if this was, like, a social post, we can do some of those, like, motion tricks that she showed earlier. I was just
make it-
thinking
make
about
it
this,
wavy.
like, I don't know, like Bob, but maybe, like,
A digital. This will have to be
tone it
digital
down.
then, yeah.
I don't think for
Casual.
this reason. Yeah. I actually love the idea of, like, cutting that at the bottom
Yeah.
and then having, like, the wavy texture.
Because usually 100% cyan, or with vendors that I worked with, is usually like, this is the cut line of the punch out area. So it kind of just made me think of
Oh,
that.
that's smart.
Yeah.
Also, if you're actually printing these things, design in CMYK. For the sake of this
Yeah.
demo, I did RGB because RGB just looks so much prettier
Yeah.
on the screen. But that is something I'm glad you called out, and I'm sure you're used to that. Like,
Honestly, a lot
dealing
of
with
printers,
print colors.
Yeah.
Can they switch it for you?
A lot of printers now I feel like are much better about, like, doing a digital
That's nice.
conversion. Yeah, there's been a lot of hand holding. It's been good.
That's good. Yeah, I just don't like the way CMYK looks on my screen.
Yeah, no, it makes it sad.
Yes. So, okay, let's add in our name for a template. So I just went and added new text, and there's going to be some recommended options, but
We want our brand
we
font.
want to stick on brand.
Beverly.
Yes, I think let's do Beverly Drive regular.
I do like that there's a right and left version leaning of the
Yeah,
font.
it's cute.
Ooh, am I gonna get to be there? Amazing.
Did I spell that right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Since this is a template, let's wait to put your name.
okay.
Let's do first name, last name.
A proper template.
You know, just so, like, anyone that we're handing this off to really knows that this
No
is
one's
a
impersonating
template.
me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, otherwise there's going to be, like, a bunch of Emily's. Something that I just like to do. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to hit you.
I'm not in the library anymore. I'm back.
Yeah, we can sit close together. I think getting, like, the spacing right between these two is important. So
Oh, interesting. Okay,
this
yeah.
is, like, really rudimentary how to, like, center this.
the basics,
But
yeah.
aligning this to the center, which it already is, and then selecting
Vertically
these
or
two. Yeah,
middle.
and then you might have to do some, like, optical correction because that moved it up. And you can see, like,
looks really good.
there's a little bit of space here at the bottom where the baseline is, like, a little bit up in the text box. Like, maybe, again, being very nitpicky, but if this is for production, I think these are all important to think about. Okay, so now we have this text done.
Okay.
Let's also, since we added this extra element, let's lock this layer. Let's see, right click here, just so when we go to hand this off, no one's going to touch. They just can touch the text.
No moving the ocean. It
Yes,
stays where it
the
is.
ocean is staying still. So to templatize this, that's a tricky word to say.
It is.
Templatize.
You did great.
Thanks. Sorry, I should have just kept going, been like, that's amazing that I said that. But we're going to go to share, and then something really nice is if I wanted to just have this document accessible to other people, I can add Emily's email, for example.
Yeah.
But to save as a remixable template, we'll click here. And this is really great because you can publish it as a link so that someone doesn't have to have access, I think, to your full brand or library. But let's just do like add to my brand or library. So it'll show up in that page that I initially showed where we had like all of our colors, our fonts, any other little things we want to have. And then name it, again, selecting what brand we're in. You can also create a new brand or library here. And then this is really great to add some notes. So like, please
do not
edit the names for all VIP festival goers. So this is like describing what you can change, what, like you could summarize your brand guidelines here too.
Smart.
I think is nice. So see, it shows up with my note.
That's so cool.
And then the style editor and restrictions. So here it like gives us a list.
I can't see this far away.
Oh, it's okay. So basically it'll give you like your colors and your fonts. So we want to turn on that they can only pick from the fonts because I think they could
we
also,
don't want them to add anything else.
No, like
These
I don't
ones.
want them to use Comic Sans, for example. Like that would be not on brand. I don't really care about using the colors. I think we just want to keep the text black. I think that's pretty legible.
Yep.
And then we'll hit save template. And then it's
Amazing.
saving, and that will be super easy. So then once this is done saving, we can go back to our library, and then I can show you how someone would actually be able to edit this template and prove to you that you are maintaining full design control, but still allowing someone to do kind of like
Teamwork,
the
yeah,
tedious,
jump in.
yeah, the tedious stuff that like I don't necessarily want to do. Is type out a bunch of different names. Like I got other assets to create. So you can see this is just the demo file I did earlier for myself, but this is the template that I created, and you'll click on here and then it'll start a whole new file. So when someone goes to open this, it's not going to corrupt your original
The master
template.
file.
Exactly.
It's safe.
It's safe.
good.
You're all good. So if they make any mistakes, let's say it's not exactly what you want, you still have access to your original file. And you can see here, the only thing it's allowing me to edit is the type. And now, again, there's like some room to like move it around, which might be helpful. For example, if we have someone with like a super long name that
scale
goes
it.
under 3 lines, but I can't mess with the background. I can't play with the ocean. So then here I can edit this and say Emily.
Yeah, I get to go now.
Yes. And then what I like to do, is duplicate,
Ooh, fancy.
which I think it's this
That
duplicate
looks like
page.
duplicate, yeah.
It's kind of hard to see.
I know.
But then
Like,
I
where are
can
my glasses.
Yeah, and then you can just keep switching back and forth and keep duplicating. So
Yeah,
like now I
you
went.
come too.
Yeah,
Emma.
the two. Ooh, that's a
That's
funky
a crazy
G.
G.
I don't.
You said lowercase maybe.
Yeah, I'll keep it, but that kind of looks.
I'll keep it, but I don't like it.
I don't really love that.
It kind of looks like an H, I guess.
Yeah, it's okay. Pretend my last name just starts with an H or something. Still love this font, whatever. But yeah, so if someone were to use this in the handoff process, they can just keep duplicating, adding more names.
We're getting 100% in the chat right now.
Nice.
I don't know why, but we're getting 100%.
All right. I love it. I love it. So fun. Okay, so some other fun things we can do in Express. I'll kind of let you guys pick now the direction since we have a little bit of time left. What do you say we either create a social post on Instagram, or we can mock up our fun branded like poster wristband stuff in Photoshop as like a fun Instagram post. Either our Instagram post, one's in Express, one's in Photoshop.
Is it my choice?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
if chat beats you to it.
Yeah, chat. Connie just jumped in the chat. Connie, what should we do? You want an Instagram, what was it? Instagram image or a Photoshop mockup? Mm-hmm. Okay. I would say Instagram image since we're already in Express, maybe.
Let's do it. Yeah. And then I can maybe just show you the final reveal of like what I created in Photoshop for
the
me
TV
to post.
magic.
Yeah, exactly. Don't we love TV magic?
We really
it's
do.
kind of fun. So what I'm gonna do here, let's just start with an Instagram story.
Oh, Juanita and Danielle also said social, so
that's what this is. Perfect. And I think let's go to our libraries. Also, it's kind of nice, like Express just shows like all of these random things. Like these are my little doodles that I was working on in Fresco to prepare for this. So like that's kind of fun behind the curtain. Okay, so I think we should do like maybe an artist spotlight. Like let's talk about one of the headliners.
For Sabrina.
Let's do Sabrina.
I don't know the other artist. That's why I keep coming back to Sabrina.
Oh, that's totally fine. I think maybe for the background color, what do we think? Pink for Sabrina?
I think she would like that.
Okay. I think she would too. And it's nice that it shows like our Coastline Music Festival up there. Super easy.
I think it's a great name. Is there not a Coastline Music Festival? Because I feel like there should be.
Not that I know of, but again,
all right, well, the branding's done, so.
Yeah, this just popped into my head really quick. I was a big fan of like all the Outside Lands is a big San Francisco music festival. I love the design they have for that. Lollapalooza, Coachella, all these are really fun to look at. And I was like, how cool would that be to like be able to design for that? So
you're manifesting it. It's going to happen now.
Yeah, I think.
Ooh, a pink surfboard on a pink background.
I don't like that.
She could get, I was going to say, she could have the whole monochromatic
treatment.
She
could, but I don't.
William just joined us in the chat. Thanks for joining. If you're just jumping in now, Emma has been designing branding for a music festival that is not real yet, but we're hoping to be by the end of the stream. So if you're in management or something,
we got the
lineup ready.
No kidding. So here's the logo. Whoops.
Yeah, the center one always gets me too.
Yeah.
Corners only.
Let's say Coastline.
Ooh.
Featuring.
Someone's saying, I love these colors. It's so summer. That's very true.
Thank you. That is the goal. And I think I want like this to be maybe white right here.
Which part?
I want to add like a white square.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just designing it on the fly now. No more TV magic. This is
see it live.
Showing what is possible. Maybe we can add a little bit of animation too.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we could. Maybe I'm getting rid of the surfboard for now.
Goodbye, surfboard.
It's just throwing me off.
So this is Sabrina's, or this is like an ad for her? Or
So this will be for Instagram story and, whoops, not that.
Other object.
Yeah. I want the background color to stay.
I feel like it takes a little bit of brain power when you move from Illustrator to
It does.
Express. So you're like, oh, my layer. So
it's
just a little jump. Yeah, there you go.
A little bit of a different muscle. Okay. I think this is kind of cute how this is starting to go.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to round the corners because that's something I did on the other poster that I just think kind of adds like a nice little touch to the brand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What if you did the palm trees? Do you have that in your asset library? I feel like those could be cute on the side.
Really
Maybe
cute.
they like
I also
slide up.
Love these flowers. Like
those are really cute.
That could be fun.
We're open to that, joining the brand.
Yeah, like if I made this like the brand colors.
Yeah.
I need to stop clicking background color. That is not the background, Emma.
It does seem accessible though.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Okay, I'm just gonna add in like a few flowers like on the side.
We can't say no. They're right there.
I know, they're so cute. I'm a sucker for flowers. I feel like anytime I design on Adobe Live,
Like, what if it needed a flower?
I like love a little cutesy flower. That's kind of fun. And see, like, I would probably want this to get approved by me as the brand designer if that wasn't in my original like brand language. But since they're in the color scheme,
and
I feel
you
like
are the brand designer, so
true.
You're allowed to do what you
approved by myself. Yeah, let's bring in those palm trees you said.
I think that'd be cute on the sides. Although you put flowers there now, so maybe.
Should we do the water?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That could be fun, and I think maybe it'd be cute to like make this a little bit bigger.
Yeah, cover the bottom part.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do some like layers.
Oh, because we can layer now.
Yes, because now we can layer.
Oh, this is so fun.
And I'll do 2, and I think I want to animate these. Actually, should we put Sabrina's name in first and then animate?
Yeah. I think we should finish the design first.
Finish
or,
the
like,
composition.
Not finish, but like get the pieces
Don't get
in
ahead
there.
of myself. Okay, Sabrina Carpenter.
Someone in chat is worried that you haven't named your project yet.
Oh, thanks.
They're looking out for us.
Carpenter social. Or no.
Perfect. Yeah.
IG story.
Yeah, let's be specific.
Yeah, let's be super specific. I don't have a ton of Express files, so I think we'll be okay. There's some interesting recommended fonts, but those are not on brand, so we're not picking those. Ooh, okay. I don't know if you can see this, but how cute is that?
That's beautiful.
And again, hierarchy is going to be our friend
it up.
here. So let's...
Alessandra is saying
144.
that I would totally have this on a shirt.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was thinking about that. Like, if
Merch.
we had more time, designing some merch would be so
Next
cute.
stream.
Yeah. We can just keep this
Yeah.
going until someone finally
merge.
pays for the festival to, like, make it become a reality.
They're like, to get this off the air, you have to pay for it.
Yeah. Sorry.
We're gonna
I need
keep designing.
funding. I think I want this spacing. So line spacing.
Yeah, there
Just
you go.
a little bit tighter. I feel like maybe we need to be like headliner
I
and
think
like
so.
sometimes maybe I don't even remember what the date was for this festival. I think I said like end of okay, now disclaimer, these fonts aren't gonna match super well, but if the micro font that I used for up here was available, I would use
It would
that.
be here.
So just like minor detail, but so you know, in a real
You're calling it out. That's fair.
Yeah, like I would want these to be the same.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
And you know, if the date's not the same, I feel like things for us change all the time. So
Yeah, true. Like it could be like a last minute switch up. Let's see. I think maybe we can make that semi bold, and then we can have like
yeah, I think that looks great.
main stage.
You have about 5 minutes left
Perfect
to get this music festival
Okay,
launched.
good. And then I can show you kind of like the final composition
I'm
that I
ready.
made at the end, just to show you all
There's
the assets
more?
together. Yeah, just like a little bow on
Ooh,
top.
I'm excited.
Time flies when you're doing all this.
No, definitely.
It's super fun. And I think what hopefully you all have seen here today is that like you can build everything in Illustrator and then just like expand your brand in Express. It's not beneath you. I feel like I like to tell designers that because sometimes they're like, Express is for beginners. I think
Interesting.
sometimes people think it's like not for professionals, but I think like, I mean, I use it in my day-to-day job here at Adobe.
You as a professional, you
I
use this?
apparently am a professional. That doesn't feel right. I feel like I'm not old enough to be a professional, but I guess I am. But yeah, I think like it's a great tool, like I was mentioning earlier, for handoff. Okay, pretty good. Let's add some quick animation, and then let me show you. Whoa,
Whoa, back
that's
in the
intense.
ocean.
Speed down to 5. Intensity to 2. Let's see what that looks like. Well,
That's yeah. It's not like she's not gonna get carried away in the ocean.
no, I just don't like the edges showing. But for time's sake, pretend that looks really fun. And again, this is all still on brand with my colors, my fonts, everything I established in my Express library, which is
Amazing.
fantastic. We
Yep.
love that this is just so easy and consistent from what I created here in Illustrator. So yeah, to recap, we went through a lot from the sketching phase to type hierarchy,
Yeah.
to creating a poster, deliverables, creating a whole brand library in Illustrator, bringing it into Express, creating an Express template. I mean, we got a lot of stuff done, which is pretty fun. So really quickly, I'll open Photoshop
Okay.
just to show you kind of that last option that I was talking about of
Amazing.
bringing all your assets together. So what I did is I brought the poster, the VIP passes, and the wristbands together.
Oh, cool.
Just in a cute like little final
Oh, fun.
composition. And so I added some shadows. I actually generated this image on Firefly. So
Wow.
like if you want to add another level of Adobe tools, you can create a really fun mock-up background image. Added a little bit of a blur. And yeah, these were our deliverables for our
It's
summer
perfect.
music festival.
That's amazing.
We did it.
You did it.
That was so fun. I hope you all learned a lot. And thanks for walking with me, Emily, and
Yeah.
coming up with some other fun ideas. I think this feels like very cute in summary.
Very summary. Chat was just saying that. What was it? Yeah, great job. Summer vibes for the win.
Yes.
And then Juan was saying, which I feel like this is exactly how I feel. I use Express all the time in conjunction with my other programs. It's all about workflow and productivity. And I think that's so
Yes.
true. It's just the perfect handoff tool or the extension tool of like, oh, I wish there was animation on this, or oh, I
Exactly.
wish I could do this on my phone. You know, use the mobile
You
version.
can do it on your phone. Definitely make sure to
Amazing.
check out
Yeah.
the Express mobile app.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So well, thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank
If we
you.
want to put up, I think we have a couple seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be up next, and I'm going to be working on like a welcome guide in Adobe Express. So if you just like did not get enough Adobe Express, it's going to be me, and it'll be a lot of fun. Val's coming back.
Yay.
Maybe some singing will be happening, but we're really excited.
I will be watching from the lobby. I can't wait to see it. So fun.
Awesome. All right. Thanks everybody.
Thank you guys. Good to see ya.
Today we're going to chat about some Lumetri color scopes, basic color correction tools, and the new Photoshop Generative Expand tool. So I work with these 3 scopes. The top one here is a Luma waveform histogram. This is a vector scope. I use this more with color saturation and skin tones. And the one down here is just, you can see what is too saturated or how level your colors are. So I'm going to start with the Luma waveform. This is my personal favorite. Mostly your exposure of the image, stuff that's like really bright and really dark and a bit in the middle. I'd love to take you through the Lumetri color panel itself. Basically, when you click auto on a clip now, it guesses and shows you how it made those changes and makes an educated guess based on what it knows. It's an AI feature. So for me, when I look at this, I see that it's a bit dark, as I said, in the shadows, and I would play with that first. As you see when I move something, you noticed all these graphs moving. You learn how to read them like doctors read x-rays.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah, because it's going left to right, right?
Yeah, so you learn that that's her hand, and then this has got to be her hair. It's the darkest part of the image. Color correction is the act of normalizing an image. It has no artistic vision. It is accurate. Color grading is subjective. It is art. There are less rules around color grading because some people will want an image that's really saturated or they want it quite neon-y. If I wanted to check it, as I was saying earlier, I would go to my effect controls very quickly. I would grab, I believe it's my opacity one. I would just do a little triangle so I can see what that is. Go back to my scopes and I can see here that it is entirely on that line. So I know that the skin tones are pretty accurate there. So vibrance is, it pushes up every color from its lowest point up a little bit, but saturation just moves every color to the top. And then I usually dip into my curves. And so the big thing for this shot in particular was I needed this blue to look like sky, and I just clicked the blue. It selects out the blue end of that spectrum, and I just play with this up and down. So with these clips, you can see already that they're a little pink. It's a really simple fix, I think, for this kind of thing, where you can click on something like her teeth, which would not naturally be pink, and I would just put more yellow in there, and it already, like, it's so minor, but it is definitely happening. So I have this log clip here. What you do is you go up to Premiere Pro and your settings and general, and you can literally just tick this box called auto detect log color video space, and it normalizes it for you. The first thing you want to do is you want to take a still, and you can do that by using the export frame camera, and I will just send it to my desktop. I'm just going to drag that into the Photoshop beta or open it up in Photoshop. You go into the crop tool and you get this bar called Generative Expand, and I'm just going to pull this around here, I guess, and then I'm going to try and center it to the bottom. I can either just click Generative Expand and click Generate and see what it generates. So it's made this, but maybe I'm like, that's not what I want. So let's try Stadium. This is perfect. Let's try and see if we can do it here. I'm right. Crowd. It's actually got it quite well there. What you want to do, and this is important, is you want to switch off the original layer, and then you just want to export it as a PNG. So we'll just do a quick PNG export. So now I'm just going to drag this literally on top. And the first thing we notice is like, oh, this is much bigger than we need it to be. So a very quick way to fix this is to go to set frame size, and it should make that still the same size as that frame. And I'm going to go underneath. Because that clip is underneath, it should, in theory, when I bring this in, be perfectly hidden. Now they're playing sports. It's where they catch a board game. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is VooDoo Val, and I am joined here by my co-star, Emily. Emily, how are you?
I am well. We are very serious in our meeting today.
Apparently, the higher you hold your elbows when sitting, the more official you look.
So welcome back to the show. We're really excited that you're here. She means it more.
I'm very fancy.
Yeah.
Yes, but welcome back, everyone. Jokes aside, we are super excited to be here, and we are going to be getting into some DIY stuff.
Yeah. We're making a welcome kit. One of my friends recently moved, and then I thought, what would be really helpful is either like a package to help you like get organized and get started to do that, or like, hey, welcome to your new place. Like, here's the important things to do. And I thought, maybe this will inspire, someone who's working in a not a hotel. Where do you live? Like apartments and that kind of thing. Get you oriented, and maybe this is like the right collateral. So that's kind of the design that I'm going to be working on.
I'm actually really into this because I just moved myself. So like,
perfect.
Honestly, when I got in there, I was like, what do I need?
Where do I begin? Exactly.
All the things in an established home that you don't really think about needing.
Right.
So what do you do?
So I'm going to be working on some like print and digital deliverables that either, you would have waiting there when you moved in, or that they would be like mailed to you prior to you getting there and stuff like that. So you also will be the perfect test person for this. If you're like, oh, you know what I needed? Oh, my friend Aaron, he's the one who recently moved, and that's who I was like, I think you really need this.
Oh, yay!
Aaron,
Hi,
let me know if there's anything else that you need.
Barbara says we are a stitch, and
Barbara,
I think that means
anything
that we
for
are
you.
humorous
Yes.
and fun. And I'm really excited about that. Thank you, Barbara.
Yes.
It's always good to see you. By the way, we do have wonderful friends in the chat. Let's take a moment to just say hello, because Wade Acuff is here, Jack Watson is here, Throy is here. Throy is, I don't know if it's like Troy, but like fancy, or if it's Throy, but I like it either way.
Either way, we're so happy that you're here.
Yeah, I've never seen that name before, and I think it's super unique. Apurva, welcome back. It's good to see you. Robert, Aaron, of course. I'm excited for you to get this as well. So yeah, thank you for joining us, guys. Let us know if you have any questions as we get into the process.
Let's do it. Okay, so I have Adobe Express open. I also have a little tab here that's going to keep me on track, and also some pre-made content, so I'm not trying to make stuff up too much here. So I'm going to do a flyer. Where is my flyer shortcut? Flyer. And there is a template that I really was liking. Okay, thank you. I agree. Okay. Goodbye.
I said yes.
I said yes already. Okay. There is this style that I thought was going to work perfectly for what we're going to be doing. We're not going to have a garage sale, although maybe we should have that, because when you move, you do realize how much stuff you have and or don't need anymore. So
I had boxes from my last move of stuff that
Really?
I was like, I can't throw it away. I will want this someday.
yeah. And
Do you know how many times I needed it?
how many?
0 times.
0.
0 times.
Yeah, I feel like that's like part of the benefit of packing is you think, okay, yeah, will I ever need this again? Maybe not. So I'm going to do this as an 8.5 by 11 for now.
Okay.
And we're going to do multiple sizes in here as well, because we're doing print, we're doing digital. We want to make it exciting
All
too.
stuff, yeah.
Can't just be like page after page, right? So we'll do some variations on that, which is awesome because you can keep them almost like artboards all in the same document.
Yes,
So we love that. Okay, so to make this my own, I'm going to start taking these out because this isn't the vibe,
It's not the mood.
I mean, it's not too far off, but it isn't quite where we want it. And then I've also built a library around this brand already, so we'll be pulling that in. So I'm going to start here by recoloring these things. So they're loading. Okay, welcome kit. Look at that. Already ready for us. I have used this color scheme in the past, and I just think it has a good range of like warm and cool tones. So mostly warm tones, I guess.
Does,
There's one cool tone in there.
But you could definitely do like a fully cool toned, wonderful piece out of what you have there.
Amazing. As our resident artist here, you will approve this, so that's perfect.
Here, folks.
She said it's gonna happen. Okay, so I'm gonna change this because the red and green is very too Christmassy, and we're not moving in Christmas. It's it's the holidays right now. So I'm gonna get rid of that altogether. Actually, we can keep that. So I'm gonna edit this, and I'm gonna say like welcome home. Woo.
Galra.
Galra.
Rage.
Welcome home. And then maybe this will say like neighbor.
Oh yeah.
Our brand voice here is very friendly, like this isn't your landlord who's making you pay rent every month. They're your friend.
He's like, we're so excited to have you here.
Yeah.
Also, David Melendez says, Val, you should do the Marie Kondo way of letting go. Do you know how many episodes I have watched
Studied?
The problem is everything I own sparks joy. David.
I mean, a good problem, but a hard problem.
Yeah, everything sparks joy. Can't do it. I think that's a problem. I think it's a problem.
I mean, that also means you have a lot of joy in your life. I feel like some people, may never.
I have a lot of joy. So much so that I have like all
So
of my
many
closets
boxes.
full. Yeah, tons of boxes.
Well, All right, welcome to the joyful stream. We're going to bring it all here. Here, I have some boxes ready for you. You can
Wow, I could put more stuff in there.
We love it. Okay, so I'm going to add some elements on to this design, and so I'm going to just pull from the media that's already on here.
Yeah.
You could also upload or do text to image, kind of like Firefly, but we're just going to add in these elements here. Ooh, I'm going to move the whole design. So it's taking a second to load here, but I'm going to do remove background, which is one of the most powerful things in, what's this called, Adobe Express. I think it's just so clean. It works so quickly. I really do love it. Okay, I'm also, sorry, we just had a titling moment on the other one, so let's do welcome on the other stream.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome kit.
You know, sometimes I don't. Please remember to do this, guys, because sometimes I'm like, maybe I will search and try to, find my older projects. And it's like, actually,
never there again.
Everything is named the date. So if you can remember the date and the hour on
like,
that
dear
day,
diary, today I worked on.
Exactly. So
that's so funny. Okay, so to color this and make this a little bit more, well, here, I'm going to bring in some other elements first. So what are some things that you move with? Like, what's like a household item?
like packing tape.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe you could find, I'm trying to think of what would also make an attractive element. Like, I suppose that's like,
yeah, I could see
pretty-
tape working
tape
well.
is cute.
It feels useful. Maybe like a lamp or something. Like, I'm going to move with my lamp or
Honestly,
grandma's
I feel
vase.
like a couch.
Ooh, a couch. That's
a
great.
couch
Okay.
would be, something that you think of.
Any of these couches strike your fancy?
You know what? Some of them do spark joy. In fact,
Oh, yeah, sorry. Spark joy is what we're doing
that
here.
Orange one.
The orange one.
Yeah, that one. I
Okay.
feel like, and if you wanted to end up using a duotone on it,
That's
I feel
what I'm
like
gonna
the
do.
contrasting colors.
Don't
would
tell
really
anyone,
good.
but
No.
I'm gonna do a
You're
duotone
gonna
on this.
duotone? Okay, I won't tell a soul. It'll be our secret.
I swear. That's just Chat, if you could figure out how to emojify this and add that in the chat, we would really appreciate
Honestly, we were probably going to see screenshots of this on social media because the last time that I was like posing with a
You ended
friend
up on social?
Yeah, we ended up on social. Like, I think it was Cody, and we were like squaring up like a match card. And that was on Instagram the next day. So
Amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Unless you're like, can't take another round. You're like,
am
I don't want to do
looking
that
forward
again.
I'm like, yeah,
okay.
because I don't put pictures of myself on there.
We were talking about that, yeah.
The only pictures I get really are the ones that Adobe's like, please take a new photo because this is old.
Have you gotten that email?
I have gotten that email in the last like 8 months.
Oh.
Honestly, where they're like, hey, your hair doesn't even look like this anymore. Like, you really should maybe change this. And I'm like, you're right.
I did have that conversation one time because I think someone pulled an old headshot for me and I had blonde hair and I was like, I'm not against it. I'm just saying people might have a jump scare when they say,
People are like, that's not the same gal.
Who's
That's
that?
a different gal entirely.
Okay, so I've been doing the same process and taking out the background, but I'm going to use erase here as well to get rid of this cord. Yeah, the little straggler there.
Oh, that like was like
Yeah, it kind of
more magical than an
anticipated.
erase. Yeah.
Oh, I just clicked the one part. Wow. It knew.
Okay,
There's a little
Express.
extra.
Okay, Adobe Express.
Let me tell you, Express is
Not
so
playing
impressive.
around.
No, never.
playing around.
Playing for keeps for sure, and it's working. Done.
Elise and Joseph, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. My secret is hats. Wade says, do you collect hats?
I was like, wait, we're telling secrets in chat?
Honestly, yeah.
I don't mean to be missing out.
What else? Yeah.
What else is anyone packing? Okay, what's like one last house thing? Maybe
home neighbor.
Plant?
And I'm thinking, like a house plant
Because
or
you pack
like
that.
could you do like a box of items?
I already have a box here.
Houseplant is honestly better because I feel like not only do you move with your houseplants, but it's also like a gift someone will give you when
That's
you move
so true.
in. Like, it's
Good
a
friends
common
will bring you a
gift.
plant.
A little bit of life, a little friend for your new home.
Okay, this is looking good. I wonder, here, let's try some generative fill on this one. Continue. I don't know if it's going to work I'm going to paint it in here because you said like a box of stuff. I'm wondering if this will work for us.
Close?
Oh, that's perfect. Wow, thank you. You were so ready. You saw me ready to type. Close. Generate. I love the rainbow.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's super magical. I know.
Honestly, just that. Like, just put that.
We would like to pack that. Can we pack that away?
Pack.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, amazing.
That second one, honestly, is
That's
like...
the one
Yeah, that looks like
Done.
I packed close.
And then I'm going to remove the background again. And like that.
What?
So
Amazing.
cool. Okay, I feel like
Oh, yeah,
something...
because it did add like a little shadow, kind of.
Yeah, I actually think I might...
Yeah, just
do it this way because it had... This almost acts like quick select, which is really cool.
But honestly,
I hit Command D and that was not what I wanted to do. Sorry.
I do like that, though, because if you happen to be working with something you would prefer to feather...
Yeah,
you know,
that's fair.
then it kind of does that, and then it did eventually give you what you were looking for, because you just had to like just tap it again and be very specific, and it's like, okay, you want all this gone.
Yes. Sorry, I did a Photoshop Command D to deselect because I said the wand, and then I don't know what Command D did, but it undid everything. So let me redo this for us quickly.
Dogs.
Oh, we got different clothes this time.
You know what? I did actually think that adding a dog would be, because when I think of moving day, I do think of like the dogs in the front yard, you know.
He's like, what's happening?
That looks good though.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you just trying to get me to talk about my dog again? Because I
am,
will.
honestly. Twist my arm, why don't you?
He's cute. All right.
Emily is to her dog as Val is to Star Wars. I will work it into any conversation if you give me the
And
chance.
it's not on purpose. Sometimes it just happens and you think, oh, my bad, sorry.
It's just, it's love is what it is. It's love.
You know what? That's what it is. You heard it here. Okay. So I'm going to do a duotone as we were discussing. Whoa, why is this being so... Oh. I'm like, what's happening?
Because my shadows are almost white.
Perfect. Okay. And let me make sure my background... I don't think I filled a background. So let me get my background color matching here. So my duotone. Yeah. It's getting crazy. Okay. That was almost the singing.
Was a song.
I don't know what that was.
I thought that was actually really good.
Do you want to add to it?
Yeah.
Since you're a resident singer.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
If you want to riff on it, go crazy.
Yeah, I might add that to the chorus.
Okay, so I'm just making this all monochrome because I think that could be fun. Or maybe we could make these, I guess, other colors in the brand. Maybe let's do that.
Because I honestly, I'm going to be honest, I love that orange with that green.
Yeah.
Because I love a burnt orange and olive green. In fact, those are my brand colors, burnt orange, olive green, and
now
like
I believe
a dusky
you.
lavender.
Ooh.
And a charcoal.
Am I just using all your favorite colors?
Honestly, yes. And I knew that we vibe in the same way,
but
in
now
the
it
opposite
proves
direction, honestly, is what it is. Same vibe, different directions.
I love that. Okay. I feel like those are the best compliments, too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Andrew Hockrattle and I are the same way. We're always like, I would totally different, but I totally get what you're doing.
You guys crack me up when you stream together, by the way.
He's so fun.
Because Andrew will be like, let's have chaos. And you're like,
what if
there's what if we didn't? And he's like,
too late.
You guys crack me up.
He's the best.
If you guys have not caught some of our replays of Andrew and Emily hanging out, you will not regret it. Definitely check out our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Which we can actually get the link up for you if you guys want to check it out.
You should.
And if you haven't subscribed there, you should. Check us out on YouTube. Yes. And you can use the search bar and search for Emily and Andrew. And watch the hilarity ensue. It's a great time. And also a great project. It was a great project.
It was a fun project. The last one that we did was, he's like, you're scared. I was like, why am I scared?
Yes.
Okay, let's do Welcome Home, Neighbor. We're so glad your landlord's very friendly.
Yeah, the right you were too.
Yeah.
I was the first thing that I would do is mess that up. If I was typing.
Yeah,
I can't type on a stream.
It's hard. Why is that D looking like so separated?
Kerning is weird.
Oh, did I have a space? I had a space.
Yeah,
it was my fault.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm the problem.
It was me. Hi everyone.
Me.
Yeah, there it is.
Hi.
The singing is happening. Okay, per request. Okay, I'm gonna move all this down just because I felt like it was getting a little crowded up there. So let's move up like this. And do you think, I don't know. So I'm envisioning you moved in. You're looking at your new counter and this is sitting on the counter. And you're like, oh my gosh, wow, that was so nice of them. Yeah. So it's just kind of that piece. We're recognizing you're moving. The things you brought, I think it would just be a nice little welcome sheet.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like there's a gap up here. There's a gap.
Elise says, I wish I had a friendship like this. You two are such a great duo. We just met today.
We have a friendship. It's happening live.
Real friends. Thank you so much, Elise. We have been having a blast today.
We really have.
And I feel like this is really special too because we have worked around each other.
In the
for
streams
a long
together.
time.
Yeah.
And done stuff, but
Sorry, not me
never
fingers.
together. Oh, I have to stop myself from doing
Did it right in the microphone. Sorry.
ASMR. But yeah, so this is our first time really like coming together and vibing.
We're having a great time. Yeah.
We're having a good day.
And now we're just working on all the projects.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna add another page to this. So I'm gonna make it a different size. I'm gonna do not same size. It's kind of small, but hopefully on your screen you can see a little bit bigger. Customs. Oh, not duplicate. As I said, I'm gonna redo this. Okay.
We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. But maybe
not that. The second door. We are gonna do custom size behind door number 3. Okay. So I'm gonna do a half sheet, but I'm gonna do it hot dog, right? So like the vertical.
Oh my gosh.
It's lunchtime. I'm hungry.
I think that in my head every time. I'm like, I don't want burger. I don't want sandwich.
Yeah, I want a hot dog. I don't know if I still use that phrasing. Maybe it's something different now.
I still say crisscross applesauce.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, what
like,
other
you
crisscross
know,
would there be?
I don't even know. People are like, sit cross-legged. And I'm like, what is that?
I guess I could.
What is that?
Okay, so I'm going to add an element here, or not an element. I'm going to add a shape, which is, it's under elements. That's right. Sometimes you get to a
it's
place.
all,
Yeah.
You know, I kind of got trained into thinking they would be in separate places, but honestly, the elements area is perfect.
Everything is there.
Yeah.
Look no further. It's your one-stop shop. Okay, so I'm going to mimic the border that we're seeing over here. So I have a border here. It's 126. I assume pixels. I don't really know, actually, but we're going to do 126. So we're going to do no fill, goodbye fill, and then what should our border color be? Do you have a preference of these? The hot orange?
Yeah.
I know you're liking the orange over there. So
Honestly, I'm going to be honest.
Okay,
I love
be
a
honest.
mustard, too.
The mustard?
I actually love a mustard.
Okay.
It might be fun to, yeah.
Yeah,
I like the
except-
mustard.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to scale this down a little bit.
We've got burger and hot dog emotes.
Let's
emojis
go.
coming in. I'm going to need you guys to choose real quickly in the chat on YouTube and on Behance. If you could put a burger emoji or a hot dog emoji and let us know your preference. This is very important research that we need
Yes.
for this project specifically.
And I will not look at the chat because I'm hungry, so that was going to make
We
me
will also
hungry.
accept tacos, yes. We will.
Ooh, yes.
We will also accept tacos.
This is a potluck situation. Feel free to bring whatever you would like. Okay, let me zoom in so I'm not zoomed out, It's the opposite.
That's my thing when it's streaming in Adobe Express is I'm always like, oh, they don't want to look at the corner of
Yeah,
this.
would you like to see the very small element of
Yeah.
it?
Would you like to see 2 pixels of this only while I figure out
Yeah,
my
I'm
stuff?
having a great time. Wish you could see this. Okay, so I'm going to adjust my line spacing here, and then I have these fonts already added to my library. So if I was to open this, you'll see right here, Welcome Kit. This one is not added. Oh, it is. Headline Gothic, and then Alternate Gothic as my body copy, and then Mr. Defoe Pro. Wow, it rhymes.
Defoe.
Mr. Defoe Pro.
Mr. Defoe Pro.
He is also here with us. Okay, so I'm going to do, this is going to be First Things First, which is also many song lyrics, but this is going to be like the, hey, make sure your utilities are connected. Make sure that, these things are happening. So I have this little list for us.
Yes.
So I'm going to copy 4.5 by 11. Is it 4.5? It really should be like, what, 4.25?
4.25.
8.5.
I couldn't tell you.
4.25,
because
yeah.
I only know when
That's
I
okay.
Google it on purpose.
Right.
And then when I'm
On
done,
purpose.
It goes, out
Okay.
the window.
So I'm going to use this as my my body copy here, which is just like a little bit lighter. I don't think there's a light version. Yeah, no. And I'm going to drop this down. Maybe just take off the 1, maybe 87. Yeah, that feels about right. Whoop.
Wow.
I would like to grab this side of it to scale. And then I would like to grab the whole thing. Amazing.
I think that's a great pairing.
Yeah, they look good,
Honestly,
they're
yeah.
both like very tall.
They look very, very good together.
Yeah.
That is something that I really struggle with is pairing fonts. Like
It
I have
is
such a hard
tricky.
time. know?
Sometimes I'll text my friends and be like, does this look right together? You look at it for too long. But I usually try and match the X. No, X is height, whatever, the width of the letter, and that kind of helps. But still, you can overthink it.
You know what I do when I really need to pair a font is I
Tell
usually
me.
just choose something that's like flashy and fun.
Yeah.
Like as like a title text.
Okay.
Like a cool
Yeah.
motif. And then every time I choose Montserrat as the body, as the body
You're like,
text.
what this could really use? Montserrat.
Use Montserrat again.
Props for you for being able to say that so quickly. Every time I always want to say Montserrat, or I don't know.
Every time I had to learn how to say it for
Yeah,
the show.
that's why I didn't
For
say
the
it,
show.
because I was like,
Montserrat, but it looks like it. Like
Now
you
I
should say
can't-
it differently.
right, now I can't think of it again.
Not Montserrat. Isn't it Montserrat? Am I wrong? I could be wrong. Guy, okay, you're gonna
Help.
This is
Someone
gonna change
Google.
one of our lives, but tell us how we are supposed to pronounce
choose
this
wisely.
phonetically. Yeah, I don't even know what snacks are winning anymore because we had tacos, burgers, and hot dogs in the chat, and then people came. They were chiming in with cheese.
Cheese?
And avocado.
Oh, wow, we're getting
and donuts.
sides.
Yeah, honestly.
I like it.
Just tell us what your favorite food is. But I won't tell her because I know that she's
My
very
stomach is
hungry.
no joke, Rowley.
Yeah, dude, I was in the second stream that I did. I knew
It was happening.
I knew Emma could hear it, and I just kept a straight face, and I was
You're
like,
like,
"Everything's
nothing.
fine.
You said what? Who?
This
Me?
is fine." What was that?
Amazing.
I didn't hear anything.
All right. Our very first adult thing that we're going to do is we're going to transfer utilities because that is one of the most difficult.
Yes.
And the thing
Oh
I feel
my
like you always
gosh.
overlook, you know, you're like, oh,
So
I
this
don't
is
know.
like a really like you need to do these things
Yeah.
when you're moving. This is really great. And I thought it was going to be like make sure you have toilet paper or something.
that,
Which maybe
I mean,
that
okay,
too.
maybe that should be number one, honestly.
Yeah, but
always
no,
have that
transfer
available.
utilities. I left that to my other half. So I was like, that's,
You said this sounds like something you'd be really
I
skilled
draw
at.
pictures. You handle the numbers.
You make sure the lights are on.
Yes, I will not do that.
Do we have a deal?
Yes.
I love that. That's so funny.
Montserrat. Okay, yeah, Montserrat.
Are we getting phonetics
Yeah,
in the chat?
Aperva, right there.
Someone's saying
in the-
jalapenos. That's all I can see.
right under jalapenos. You're
Montserrat.
hungry. Because I can only see jalapenos, and they're next to each other.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
It is pronounced Montserrat.
It has been said. It has been spoken. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to learn pronunciations. We're going to learn how to turn on our utilities and transfer those over.
Unless Aperva is wrong, then we're all wrong. But I think Aperva is probably
Are we being
right.
misled? I don't know. I trust chat. I feel like chat is always...
I mean, that's a tricky thing.
That's true. Chat.
that
Are you
could end
playing
up
us?
being a
What's
funny
happening?
ha-ha on us. Yeah. Because
The sound bites circle the internet.
Well, because the chat is full of pun masters.
That is true.
And funny guys.
And creative people.
Yeah.
Wanting, on their lunch break.
So sometimes they like to mess around. This is a good lockup right here.
It's working, right?
And yeah, you were like, and I like the difference between like it would have been fine if everything had been center justified.
Yeah.
But I like having the first things first center with the congratulations, and then moving into a different kind of layout
you.
for the other because it makes it like this is important. You need to know these
yeah,
things.
now pay attention.
And also, I'm imagining if this is in my hand,
Yeah.
and this is long, I'm gonna put my thumb on those. As I'm going down the list.
That's super smart.
probably how I would do
wow,
it.
you're really thinking of the end user. So generous. Yeah, she's here for you.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Letter spacing. I did not mean to grab that one, so I'm going to try and get that back to where it was. I just wanted to space this out a little bit. I did Google. I thought about these on my own, right? And then I did Google, what are the most important things to do when you move? And these really are important, right? Change your address of so all your mail isn't going to or set up mail forwarding too. Unpack essentials. So this is going to be toilet paper. You know what I think we should do? We should add in some graphics here. So I might.
Like a roll of toilet paper? 'Cause
Yeah,
the
I
moment
think
you
that
see
is
it,
going to be toilet paper.
like, oh yeah.
And that way it is just going to cue people in even faster. Toiletries, coffee, bed linens, to name a few.
Oh my god,
What great
the coffee
copy.
got me when I moved. I was like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
need some freaking coffee.
You wake up
or
the next
I'm
day and
gonna
you're like,
combust.
where am I?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get out of bed. This is crazy. Are you a coffee person or a tea
I'm
person?
a coffee person.
I'm a coffee person. I'm a coffee warrior, I like to say.
What does that mean?
It means that
Unpack
if
that
there's
for
no
me.
coffee, there's a problem.
There's a
you
war.
know? Yeah, there's a fight.
And she will fight for it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Sometimes, I mean, the only time there's no coffee, because he doesn't drink coffee, so if there's no coffee, it's my fault.
Oh, and also you're the only one who is hurt by this, right?
Yes, yeah.
Or not hurt, but
At war with myself. Yeah.
internally at war.
Yeah.
Okay, do a walkthrough. This is also something that I wasn't thinking of, but if our landlord is this nice to make us this lovely welcome kit, I feel like
Probably's got his stuff.
a generous walkthrough, but you should always confirm, yes, I also agree that there is, hopefully just small, minor details, that are whatever.
I didn't do a walkthrough one time, and I found out after I moved in that, the only thing holding the plumbing together in the back of
was
the
a
toilet,
tiny little string.
it was a McDonald's cup. Everything was cobbled around this cup that was holding things into place, and I was like,
that's some engineering.
I remember I looked at it and I was like, oh no.
You said, I would like my deposit back.
I do not accept this.
And if you swapped out the cup or something,
we ended up getting it fixed, but it was but a couple of times I was like, that McDonald's cup was putting in work though.
It really was the solution we weren't expecting.
It really was fixing it, but it's just
so funny.
I just didn't trust him.
Wow, that is the landlord special.
Yeah, so do a walkthrough, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. Jack's like, oh no, because Jack just moved too, so Jack is like,
uh-oh.
Yeah.
Jack, have you done these steps yet, or anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. So we had a little bit more space, so I'm gonna up the copy size just because we want to make sure we're using the full available. Area. Okay, I have. What is my leading here? 1.14. It is a little bit tricky when you switch. Oh, that one's also that. Okay, when you switch between Illustrator and here, making everything the same. It takes just a different. This is the one that was off.
That's
Right,
the one that's
1.14. Okay.
Also, we're getting, I think, Ajesh in chat as a tea person.
Okay.
So they make coffee and Express. Very cool.
Coffee
Is
and
there
Express.
a grouping feature in Express? Yes, indeed, Roland. There is a grouping feature. If you hold Shift while you're selecting multiple elements, you can select. You can do like a select multiple.
Let me show.
And then
Click,
you can hit the group button.
So this is I was shift clicking and then Command G.
Over there under mix.
Or
right. Command G will work too.
That's just locked. Group.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Ta-da!
That's cool. Yeah, Command G works, which is awesome when, commands go through.
And then you can also open that group and edit and, do all that
Look
stuff.
at that.
So, yes, indeed. And I like to do that if I create a little lockup
let me do that,
thing like that. Then sometimes I will just duplicate the group and work within the group that has everything, if
already
I know
laid
I'm
out.
gonna do little modules like that.
I'm doing the little shortcut, if we're talking about it, of dragging, selecting all, and then shift clicking, option, wait. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I lost what I did.
Yeah,
okay.
I know,
yeah. So drag, select all, hold shift, drag, select on the ones I don't want, then Command G.
Oh, wait, you said...
Let me do it all again because it doesn't make sense. So drag, select all, right? So I have everything selected. Then I'm going to hit shift again and select these two, or
see,
unselect,
I didn't know that.
and then Command G.
I did not know that you could select multiple elements and then hold shift to...
Yeah, because then I think it holds them together, and then it allows you to... I don't know where that shortcut comes from, but...
because I always struggle, because I'm every time I go to drag a selection from multiple things, I always select the background element.
Right. So then, drag and select it again, and it'll go away.
Thank you.
There you go.
You just changed my life.
You're welcome.
You just changed my workflow.
And it will be so. Okay, cool. So these are looking good. And then now that I have these grouped, which was a great idea, I was moving them around individually. I am going to go to a line, and then I just did vertical, so you can't re-click it because it's already done, which is kind of nice that it grays it out.
Okay, cool. So that you make sure that I should have been doing that too.
And
I should be doing that.
I think I'm going to keep it left aligned because I don't... That's the only one that the box, I guess, is shorter. Mm-hmm. So I guess that scaled it up. All right. It's going to look good like that. I like this. I think this looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm wondering then maybe... Because I'm going to add in some elements here. So I'm going to go back to our media... Or is it media? No, I think it was elements. And I'm going to go to shapes or design assets. Yes. And then I'm going to type in toilet paper.
Ooh. While you're doing that,
Please.
Roland is also saying, can you do subgroups so you can have a group hierarchy thingy? I don't know if it's not super duper specific, but all those groups that Emily has set up for all of those little informative modules, those can all be added into a group as well, I believe, right? You can group all the groups if you want.
I could group the groups here. Yeah. This would be grouping the groups. So I have shift click group. And now I have one big group.
Yeah. So if you wanted to be okay, so here's all the groups of these little, I'm thinking MS modules in my head. And then you wanted to also make sure that you could move all of the text as a whole in a project, then you could group all the text. And then when you open that, then they'll all be grouped however you wanted them.
Right.
That sort of thing if you wanted. So yeah, in a long answer, yes.
We've unpacked that. It is now available to us. Okay. I was going to leave the number. I don't know. I like the number here, but with the formatting, it's weird to have an illustration here now. So I don't know if I should. Do you think I should just forgo the number in lieu of illustrations? Or actually, hold on. What if we do this? I'm doing a lot of Command Z's right here because I don't want to retype it, which I should just retype it. I think I'll put these illustrations at the bottom.
Yes.
So I'll move all these back up now that they're grouped. So I'm just going to grab all these guys, move them up. So I'm going to do something crazier, watch. I'll move these so they're almost touching or whatever, click them all, and then we'll just align them again. So as long as you bring the bottom one up wherever you want it, it'll redistribute everything, right?
Oh, and it even distributes them evenly. Man.
Amazing. We love Express.
Yeah, I love it.
Man.
Yes.
Okay, so we have toilet paper. I think I'm going to do one that represents all of these. So I'm going to do this as the third one then. Do a walkthrough. Gosh, what should that be? Like a magnifying glass? And I'm under icons here. Under elements, I went over to icons, and this is giving me all these little one-line illustrations, which is, I like this one. This is you and your landlord.
Yes.
Sleuths.
Yes.
There. And everyone's
Also-
smoking a pipe apparently.
Yeah, apparently, but it's very classy. It's very
Yeah, they
interesting.
said there's no smoking at this apartment complex, but
But it's intriguing unless you do it in a stylish way.
yeah, then you're allowed to with your finest hat.
You must have an aesthetic going for you.
Wait, was that the hat that you were wearing, the sleuth hat?
It could be.
Do you
also,
have one?
we were being asked which
yeah.
program this is, and it is Adobe Express.
Adobe Express?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna change our address. So address is maybe like, I almost feel like a for sale sign. You know,
Yeah.
which doesn't really translate if you're a renter. Let's see.
Yeah,
Let's see if we
but-
do address if it comes up with something.
Yeah.
The double letter words.
Maybe yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah?
I feel like that's universal to anybody because whether you're living in a house or an
That's
apartment
true.
or whatever,
It's a
like
little
if
more-
you're using a smartphone, location.
Yeah.
You know,
Change.
like your location. This is
think
your
that's smart.
place. I like it.
You're giving really good explanations for all of the things I'm pulling. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's really it's making sure that like our thought process is there.
I feel very included.
I'm so glad. Okay, change your address. Oh, that's number 2. And utilities. What do you want for utilities? Do you want water? Do you want electricity?
Water, honestly, like internet.
Ooh,
I feel like is a really good one too.
That's
I
true.
don't know what would be
I feel like this.
internet on the phone or internet on the laptop, like Wi-Fi. You know.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the one on the phone. I felt like it would fit with your
Wait, where was
icons
the phone?
up at the top. There's one like right there, but there was one like with more. Like, is that the top? Yeah, there was like a little like a cell phone.
Oh, this one.
Like that.
Me
that's
looking at
kinda
it, I
cool.
was like, which one?
Let us know, chat. Does that say Wi-Fi or internet?
Does that say utilities? When I think utilities, I always think like water and electricity.
Monopoly? Is,
Yeah.
You know, Monopoly.
I think of should I purchase a railroad? That's what I think.
Yeah. Do I
Right,
need
there's railroads in
I'm
Monopoly.
buying a second hotel.
Yeah.
So.
Am I collecting rent? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oop, not translate. Sorry. I was going for the align
Do not
panel.
collect $200.
Yeah. Okay, and let's align these horizontal.
I've got a question. Are you good at
Please.
Monopoly?
No.
Oh.
I
One of my
feel
favorite
like
games.
yeah. Well, so we should play together then, because you'll be really good at it.
I don't know. I mean, like, I love it, but like, I feel like either whenever I ask people, "Hey, do you want to play a game of Monopoly?" and they're like, "Are you insane?"
Why? Wait, why do they think you're insane?
I don't think people like that game anymore. I think
do
it's out
like
of passion.
it.
I love it.
Okay, it takes a long time.
It
So I
does.
feel like that's like part of
It
it,
does.
right? You're like, oh, and you really have to focus. And so I feel like I'll go through phases of focusing and being like, okay, like I'm gonna get it done, and then, but then if you don't pay attention for a round or two, then you're in trouble.
And I love like the redesigns of the Monopoly board too, because I like getting different versions
Everyone,
of Monopoly.
yes.
It's really
Wait,
cool.
how many do you have?
Monopoly can ruin friendships, Jacob says. I have a bunch of Star Wars versions, obviously. And
That's cool.
now this is my dog situation. Emily mentioning the dog, me mentioning
Your
Star
dog can
Wars,
play.
and it's happening. No, just my favorite thing that I talk about.
Oh, okay.
The Star Wars. But I have Star Wars,
Oh, I see.
collectible, versions of Monopoly. But I feel like I also play with my own rules. House
Oh,
rules, regular
interesting.
rules, but like, come me a deal. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
You
They're
know?
fun. They're not just
I
like
know a
totally
guy.
in your favor.
Maybe
I know
we
a
can-
guy.
Yeah.
I know Mr. Monopoly.
Yeah, I know Mr. Monopoly. Maybe you could. I don't
Maybe
know
you
why
could
I'm
help
from
us.
New York.
Yeah,
when
I don't
I'm
know.
when I'm
I
explaining
can't do an
myself.
accent. I
Yeah.
tried. It was bad.
I think home house icon would be better for utilities. That's also true.
I could see
Maybe
that.
honestly, I feel like universal might actually be like a running faucet.
Yeah, right. Or I was
know?
even thinking like a plug.
Mm-hmm.
Electrical.
Or a light bulb.
Ooh, that's true.
A light bulb, like turn the
Like
lights
I'm
on.
thinking this. This feels very.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe.
There was a ghost in the.
Yeah, there was a ghost that
We
appeared.
both paused for the ghost. Is what happened.
They had something to say.
Val's enhanced rules. Yes. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
yeah,
fun.
maybe you land on my my boardwalk property, but maybe you got something I want. Maybe you can't afford
Val,
it, but
I
maybe
don't
you have
know.
something I'm interested in.
Are you the Godfather now?
I might be. On the day of my daughter's wedding. I don't even know if that's Godfather.
No, I don't know. It feels right though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I did an outlet and I
like that.
a plug.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going to be for now. So I think these are our 4 essentials. There's more things. Google had like 10 or 15 things you should do, but I think this is a good start. So this is our what's it called? Our first things first little list for you.
First things first list.
Cool. So now I'm going to make a postcard to send to our friends that says we moved. So we're gonna do custom size, and we're gonna do. Oh, I always click off of this for some reason. I don't know why. 6 times, not times, by 4. Cool. add page. And I think I'm gonna use some stock on this one too. So I'm gonna do like moving boxes. So, okay, this is as my art director now. That's what the share is for. The host and art director. Do you think we should do this style, or do you think we should do these little illustration styles? Because I want to do like a full art bleed on this that's like we've moved and it's like a moving motif. What do you think?
I think that we should do like the border with like the motif from the second one, but I think that it would be awesome if everything was like very graphic like that, and then you could choose one realistic element, like a focus element.
It's the couch.
With the
couch is coming. I'm just gonna command. Oh,
thank you.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Yes,
that wasn't the couch.
It wasn't. Command copy. Let's see if it'll just.
You
come
fooled
over.
me.
Why am I having that one? I don't even know where that one's coming from.
Edward said that was The Godfather. No way. No way. I was just trying to say something very mafia-esque.
It worked.
I was trying to.
All right, I'm gonna add this, I think, to my welcome kit. Let me see. I should just be able to drag this over, right? And it should.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I do control.
It's not gonna go.
Control or Command C.
I was doing that, but it wasn't pasting for me. Oh, look at that. The powers that be. We have a couch now. It was the ghost.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
the
cool.
ghost. The ghost was like, you know what? I'm going to ruin this hotkey for you for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, but then it'll be there for you. And you're going to do something crazy, like try and add it to libraries. Even though you know that you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever start doing things that are desperate that you're like, this isn't actually going to work, but I'm going to try?
Serious question. Do you both talk this much when you're working off camera? Honestly, I talk to myself when I'm working. Yeah. Do you talk to yourself?
I will like talk to myself if I'm trying to read through something. Like if I'm reading an email, I'm like, what are they saying exactly? Like I'll do it then.
Me, I'm just like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But I don't really talk to myself often unless I'm streaming, I guess. And then I'll let you in on the process.
Yeah, and if I'm making a video, I'm talking to myself.
Right.
Also, I think that like when you live stream, especially like I don't know how often you live stream,
me
but
either.
I've been live streaming for a living for a decade.
You do stream, yeah.
So like I have had to like work myself into this mode where like I'm always talking because sometimes I'm by myself.
And then it's just quiet.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I gotta.
Yeah, and it's like when you're, especially if I'm making a video, like I've had to like get into this mode where like my natural state is speaking out loud while I'm working.
Yeah.
Because when you're making a video, when you guys watch one of our videos, you're like, oh, she's explaining to herself. But like, if I made that video at home, I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I am by my lonesome, like dressed professional from the waist up with pajamas on from the waist down, you know, because you only see me from here up. It's just my collarbones up.
Yeah,
you know, like so.
Your rules, Monopoly rules.
Yeah, I could be a mermaid for all you know. You don't know.
I'm like, is she?
It could be. Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
I would
No one
say,
will know.
yeah, I will talk to myself if I'm streaming, and then I don't know, but I do think that it is the internal monologue that it's already happening, right? Where I'm like, maybe this couch should be bigger. You know?
Yeah, and it just kind of goes, but like I have to, if I don't remember to say that out loud, then
Yeah,
the
then it's just
stream
me
or
staring like
video
this.
is boring, and I don't look
Right.
nice when I design. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
but
I'm all like the little shrimp memes of the shrimp in the chair. That's me.
That's so true. I'm like curled up. Why does my back hurt?
No, 100%.
Maybe because you're curled like a scrimp.
Yeah, because you're not
in
a,
your,
you're not a scrimp. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, friends, we've moved.
Bunny slippers indeed, Carol Pearl.
I always get worried though. I'm like, what if something catches on fire? Then you have to like get up, and everyone will be like, she's wearing pajamas.
Oh, I think that's the bonus of like the drama of the situation.
That's actually so fair.
If my house is on fire, you get to find out if I'm a centaur or not. That's like
Everyone's like, should we light it on fire? I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Should we figure it out?
I didn't catch your story earlier because I was sitting out there, so I could hear part of it. All I heard was it caught fire, and I was trying. I'm like,
Oh, my
what
computer caught fire while I was streaming.
So crazy.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I had just moved.
Okay.
So this is appropriate
Yeah,
for our
this is
situation.
exactly
it's
on
very
brand.
on brand. I had just moved, and I live in Northern California. This is wildfire country, and it's pretty crazy. You know, a lot of wild stuff happens. fire related here, and you should always be using a surge protector whenever you're plugging in your tech.
We'll add that
but
here.
At the time, yes. But at the time, I had just moved in. I needed to do a live stream very soon after moving in, so I plugged my computer into the wall.
Unpacking boxes, you're like.
Plugged it directly into the wall, and the wildfires in NorCal caused power surges.
Wow.
And the power surged, and something
I don't know what happened to this.
burst in my computer, and there was smoke rising, and it was catching fire.
That is
While I was streaming, and I was
a
like,
new
gotta go.
fear unlocked.
Gotta go. Bye, blue skidoo.
I don't know what happened to this element. I pulled in this icon and it's doing something strange, so we're not going to use that one.
Does it stay that way if you...
Yeah, even if I change the color, yeah, odd, right? I'm wondering if it's like I don't know, because it looks like the paths aren't merged.
Yeah.
So, but I can't click into it, so yeah, that one entered the multiverse the wrong way.
Emma, fix this element.
I was like, wait, is Emma in the chat?
No, I just know that she does some cool stuff for
Emma, help us.
Adobe Express, so I figure we should just complain at her until she fixes.
Summon her. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to layer these per your art direction, which I think is cool.
Oh my gosh, if you could make it like a living room. Oh. Like you could actually
Wait, yeah.
set
Okay,
it up,
let's
like,
bring our
with the
elements.
boxes. You could put a lamp.
I'm going to bring in the
line
lamp.
art.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're merging styles here.
You could even put a rug shape underneath.
Oh,
too,
cute,
and just
yes.
layer it so the lamp could be like overlapped behind the couch and like build a little scene. We could put a cat in there.
We could put my dog in here.
You could put a dog. I bet you could find a dog curled up icon and put it on the couch.
Okay, dog.
We're building a home. Chat.
And we're sending you the postcard that we've moved. You're welcome to come.
We've moved. The house is
Sleeping
full of dogs.
Yeah. Oh, look at his own little bed. Wait.
That's adorable.
Maybe there's a bed.
Actually.
Okay, it doesn't match the style.
Yeah, we kind of need
sleeping dog. Wait, just give me a dog bed. Okay. Dog curled up. That's okay. You know what? I'm asking for a lot, and I realize that. Let me say dog.
Maybe cat would be more likely to be drawn curled up.
That's true.
I don't know. Honestly,
They pack their sweater.
that cat's got a little outfit on, and that's pretty cool to me.
They can
Off
come.
center, is that on purpose? Probably not. Probably not.
We are
on
slightly
purpose.
off center. Thank you. Chat said, can you help us?
Isn't Firefly in Express? We do have generative features within
This is true.
Express, yes.
The only thing that I'm thinking here is that because I want to like maintain the like line
Continuity
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna stick to this, but you are very right. Here, we'll pack the ball for either animal because I think they both like that. So this will be building our little a little scene here. Okay, we'll find a cat. I want no face because I feel like that is kind of the right vibe. That's not a cat.
Cute. No, that is
an anteater.
An anteater.
Oh. Okay,
Sweet baby.
style's a little different.
But I feel like we can make it an exception just
Can
because
join
we need a sweet
because it's so
baby.
cute. Yeah. Oh, here, perfect. It's just 2 cat ears. I'm doing a little last scroll to see if very grumpy cat, very angry.
Honestly, that's on brand for cats.
What is this? Like cat lotion?
Sunscreen? Cats. Oh, for toe beans.
Oh.
You gotta care for the toe beans.
Oh, maybe just like
there's,
lotion?
Like lotions for the toe beans. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Toe bean lotion. Moisturize.
Toe bean lotion. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, I'm not gonna do that one. I think this is looking good. And then I want to do the floor, so maybe let's do a shape.
Like a rug?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
You could probably do like just a general
Rectangle.
oval, but like,
an oval's probably better because
yeah.
it'll go into space better.
And then if you kind of shrink it down,
like
then it'll
that?
look like,
You know, like a rug.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll make this a color.
Yeah, from the color palette.
Yeah, I'm feeling the green.
Yeah,
And
bring
I'm
that
just
green back in there.
I'm gonna use my little tab doodads
but we
to
have
layer.
Is it on a blending mode?
What?
Oh, why did I think I thought it was in a blending mode because the
box?
legs are so bright.
Yeah, I guess the duotone just went crazy. Maybe
fine.
it should be blue. I feel like maybe the blue and orange. Wow, that's a little much.
That's a little.
It hurts
noisy.
my eyes.
That's noisy.
Val, could you define noise for us? On the first stream, we made Val define noise for us.
It is like crunchy, but for your eyes.
I crunch. That's bad. I don't think anyone wants that.
I don't think I want that either.
Okay,
I apologize.
cool. And let's see if we get this is silly because it wouldn't actually be on here, but I want to do the stamp. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the back side that would have like the lines and everything, right? But I want this action,
That's actually
right?
really good.
It's so cute. Oh, that's the whole couch.
We'll find it eventually.
It goes on this side, but
it doesn't look as dynamic
I
over
know.
there. You know, we could do that. Yeah.
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 Now it's feeling a little crowded. I'm gonna make my couch smaller.
Retro.
I know.
Yeah.
My type is too big. Everything's too big. The cat's happy though. The cat's not changing, so
Cat-
don't
Cat's
ask.
stoked. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Cat's happy to be there.
My dog is watching the stream like, what?
Can you tweak the line weight on objects? No.
Yeah, no.
Some of them, can you add a stroke?
I
don't
know.
think
I
you
was
can add a
thinking
stroke.
that. Yeah, I'm not seeing the option here because I only have fill.
But some illustrations, I don't think the illustrations though. I think they're just like.
So if you imported it from Illustrator, you would be able to do so, but you would have to have it. So you could bring that maybe into Illustrator, modify it, bring it back, but it would be a little bit of a workaround.
I don't know if this still works or if it's something that can still be done, but I've seen Paul Tranny export a project full of assets that I really liked as a PDF, and then you can open it in Illustrator and
that's cool.
edit them individually. So if you liked one, you could maybe open it in Illustrator that way and then save it and then come back and be able to edit the stroke if you wanted to.
And that would be the
We'll
right work.
around maybe.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Changing the postal system as they should. That's right, Edward. We're rewriting everything, making history.
It's happening here.
I need to stop.
You're really hitting the accent side.
I don't know why I'm doing that. I
But you can't
apologize.
stop now.
I can't. No. You
I
guys
get it.
laughed at one of my jokes, and now this is where we live.
We've encouraged it too much.
Yeah.
I think I was telling someone earlier too. Sometimes you get a phrase on the stream and you're like, I just keep saying that phrase. Like, it'll be like everything I say. I'm like, amazing, amazing. I feel like accents are the same way.
Welcome. Yeah.
And you mean to say something else, but it's not going to happen. You know,
But you're in
like,
stream mode, and you're like, this has worked so far.
Yeah.
I'm not in trouble yet.
my brain
so,
is busy, so
Yeah, I will just go with this weird aesthetic that I've started
it's happening.
with. Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I wish is that this. I'm like squished. That's weird. I'm not going to do that one. I want something taller, but all these are around the same size, you know, because I want like a little bit of depth to my my postcard here.
Yeah.
So I think this would be helpful, right? So we have our notification here of like change your address, but I think this is like and like that's with like, you know, your bank and all that kind of stuff. And this is for your friends of like, hey, when you send your Christmas card to us, because we're all good friends and you help us move, you know, that kind of thing. This is where you should send it.
Okay. I love this.
I really gave a
feel
lot of
like I wanna do
backstory to
this.
that. I
No,
could have just been
that's
like,
fine.
here's a postcard.
That's perfect. You know what
Enjoy.
I was thinking in my head? I need to start sending Christmas cards to people.
Hey, I mean, you should do it now. You'll be ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, we have a photo shoot planned.
Oh,
where
wow.
My fiance and I wanted to dress up as The Rock with like the turtleneck and
Both of you?
just in
That's
a six-
amazing.
and then just send them to people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I would like to do every year. It's just like choose a meme
A different
to cosplay.
That's amazing.
Unironically, just like try really hard, like cosplay
see what
a meme,
happens.
and then just send those to people.
I love that.
Yeah.
Can you add me to your mailing list? Because
Honestly, yes.
I would like to keep
love
up to
do
that.
I would send you that.
Perfect.
Marco, welcome in. Humor is a personal taste, and you are funny, Val. That went so much better than I thought that sentence.
It said humor is a taste, and you don't have it.
Yeah, and this is just not for me. That's what. But David, thank you so much. I really
David, that
appreciate
was
it.
really nice of
That
you.
was really kind and sweet, and it made me feel great because for about 0.4 seconds
We
there,
were
I was like,
terrified.
oh no.
The internet's coming for us. That's so
My
funny.
humor is not palatable. Oh dear.
Okay, I was like, where's the accent? Can you say?
Oh yeah, I just did it again.
Yeah,
Why
no,
am
it
I
came
doing-
back.
I don't know.
Hey,
guys.
you know what? I think it's working for you. So far, Chad's loving it. So
Yeah.
I
David
realized.
thinks I'm funny. That's all I need.
Yeah, David, join the stream.
Yeah.
You're already here.
David's like,
I just want to be nice.
I was just hanging out, guys.
Yeah.
This is a
A
little
lot of pressure.
I just met you. I don't think I'm gonna come meet you
65.
at any time.
All right.
Can you auto magic change the outline? So, we kind of went over that. Yeah,
What?
about like the width.
Oh, this is interesting. Since I did this as a rectangle over top, but there's no fill, but since it's sitting on the top, like I would think, right, I'd be able to click in the middle, but because it's on the top, I cannot.
That's one thing that throws me sometimes, like going from Photoshop to going to Express, is that if you can't see it there, it's not there. It's actually
It's gone.
It's not transparent. There's no element there.
Right.
If you're not clicking directly on it, so you got to click it, and if you can't click it, you gotta change the hierarchy of like how everything's positioned in your layers.
I really wish I could. you know what I could do? Okay. This is I want to do like boxes on one side maybe and change this over here. And I'm like, oh man, like I can't change
But
this
you can't
overlap.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is going to be a workaround. So I'm going to draw a shape and I'm going to make this shape using our brand colors to match the background.
Ooh.
And I would think that one would be able to layer it. Ooh.
I tried to drag because it'll just go over.
Yeah,
to the
it
other side.
doesn't do that. No. I'm going to bring to front with a right click. Okay, that's working for us. The only thing is that I wouldn't be behind the box. Can I do a fill in the box?
I mean,
no, just the outline. That's okay. But
if
this
you stylize it. Oh, you know what? It's a rectangle though, so rotate.
Yeah,
Rotate
right.
it.
Okay.
Like make it the width of that portion of the box.
Yeah.
And then Yeah.
We're cooking.
Yeah. Hold on, chat. Let her cook.
Let her cook. But really, okay. This angle is kind of wacky because it has dimension. Yeah,
also.
You get it. But it's okay. I think this is gonna really work for us.
Honestly, it's kind of cute if you do like the cutout style.
Yeah, it gives. I think this whole style is working well, so I think it gives like the right idea for what we're working with. Agrees.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, did you hear my stomach on that?
I did. I was ignoring it.
Don't be afraid. It's not a ghost.
Yeah. It's been Emily's stomach the whole time.
When you like, yeah. Never mind. I was gonna say a mic so you could hear it, but I thought no one wants to hear that.
No one does. But
so
no,
I said, never mind.
I'm vibing with you so hard right now.
You knew what I was about to say.
I knew it because it was my first thought, and then if I were you, I'd be like, wait, don't say that on stream.
Yeah, no one wants to see that.
Don't say that to the public.
Okay, I think this is a good workaround for us.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think this is cute.
Looks like a sticker.
Yeah,
you know?
right?
Yeah.
It gives a little dimension to it.
Yeah, it's cute.
Cool. So here is our, I guess I kind of broke the layers here because these are kind of overlapping.
Just
but
put a circle.
I think it's fun.
It, you know?
I could do a circle behind that. All right, perfect. You know what?
And we got about 5 minutes left. So
Perfect.
now is the time for like little cute, fun,
Just little
last minute things.
Amazing.
You know?
Let me do this. Yeah, maybe we'll just fill in the shapes here.
Let me do it for you.
I miss that sound. I feel like it used to be everywhere and now it's gone. Okay, I did have one other little element I wanted to work on, so I'm just gonna do it in the last, 5 minutes here. Famous last words. But I'm gonna get it started and then you guys can,
I had to stop myself from going into the Black Eyed Peas just then.
Why? What did
So
I
let's
say?
get
What
it
lead up did I give you?
started.
Oh, let's get started.
In my brain. That's why I sing.
Val,
and
time
that's
to
why
sing.
I don't know when I'm singing, because somebody will say something
And you
and
think
I'm
you're
like, that's a
singing.
lyric, that's
Yeah,
a song,
right.
and then I will just sing it.
No,
Honestly,
I'm gonna sing it.
thank God I live stream, because in person at Starbucks, this is weird to do. It's weird to
They're
do.
like, is that Lady back?
Yeah, but David and Alessandra and Jack, they like it with their design. So
I
it's
like
fine.
it.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Emily.
Okay.
You heard it here, folks. If you
It's all
sing
good.
randomly, it's fine. It's all
But
good.
don't do it at Starbucks.
Yeah, don't do it at Starbucks.
Okay, this is gonna be. I had one last idea, which was, you are here. I thought that was a cute header. So what I want to do is demonstrate.
Oh yeah.
Right, I want to demonstrate how you add links into here, because so I'm imagining that they would like email this to you. So some of these are print pieces, right? Like this is a print piece. This is a print piece. This is probably a print piece. Also could be an email header. This one, well, that was like really loud. I was zooming in and out.
It was like really succinct and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was perfect. That's it. That's what I'm adding. Okay. This is a really great local sandwich shop in Orange County that is really delicious. And so I'm going to add this type here, and I'm going to show you how to make a clickable link, which is really easy, actually. You just go click, and then you add your link.
I haven't done this yet, so
Check.
I'm really excited.
So there you go. And so then you could check your link
Sandwiches.
right here, and
that-
you could like go. Did I spell it wrong? I always spell it wrong. Nope, it's sand. No H.
I could be wrong. It might have H.
I don't think it has an H.
No.
Because I work on a company that makes sandwich bags, and it got to like the final round, and they were like, "You spelled it wrong," and I said, "That's crazy."
That's crazy that none of you caught that for me.
Now I'm worried.
No, that.
All right, I don't know. Yeah, could you double check?
Yeah.
Whoa, your screen is just staring at me. Okay, delicious sandwiches. Yeah, there's no H.
No H.
All right.
No H. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I've been
Form.
wrong for 32 years.
It's one of those words that I always. It
Not
was not
me.
until that
Not
project.
to me. I'm just afraid of stuff.
What?
have flipped over to mine like to be informative.
Oh,
I
yours
think,
great.
but I just have sandwiches spelled wrong. Honestly, I feel like the producer just called me out.
Yeah,
big time.
that was.
The producer was like, "Hey, wrong business."
Chat, show some love for Val. That was a tough moment.
I don't know why that was so funny to me just now, but that just like gave me like a legit belly laugh.
That's amazing. Okay.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's not. If it doesn't itch, it isn't a good sandwich. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't like to think about my sandwich that way.
But like for the spelling, I think I see what. Yeah.
Oh,
what
that's
you're
really
saying.
helpful.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I always spell business wrong. Business or no, restaurant.
Business,
I always spell
restaurant,
business and
yeah.
restaurant, and I always have to like hear my mom in my head. She'll be
Wait,
like
says-
restaurant.
Got him. I have some of those where I have to say them weird in my brain.
Yeah.
Before they come
And I'm
out
like,
properly.
I'm probably too old to be doing this, but I still need it. So
Yeah. I think we have like 1 minute, literally.
perfect. I'm gonna add this one last link, and I'll show you all of this one more time. Link.
Alrighty.
So this, I'd imagine, download this as a PDF, attach it to an email, send it to your new resident. So to recap, I've been building really fun print elements and designs in Express that you could give to a new person when they move into your apartment complex. So it'd be really fun. If you got these, I think it'd really feel welcoming, helpful, all of the above.
Yeah.
I don't know.
think
Any
that's a
closing
great idea.
words?
Yeah. Don't sing in public. If
Don't
you
sing in
know
public.
Anybody around.
Yep.
You should make sure you have a buddy with you. Also, this is a really caring project, and I would invite everybody else to maybe brainstorm on really awesome and wonderful ways that they can use design to get involved in their communities like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's a really, really wholesome, like wonderful reach out. And definitely give Emily a follow online so you can see more of the projects that she works on. This has been a blast.
It's been so fun. Chat, thanks for hanging out
been
and sticking with
squirrely,
it.
but it's
yeah,
been
we've
fun.
been a little bit crazy. I think up next is Office Hours, right? With Nick
I believe so.
Longo and Andrew Hawkrill.
Yes.
So definitely stick
Yeah.
around. They're going to take over the stream here any minute. It could be happening. So
Thank you for joining us here
yes,
on Adobe
it
Live.
has been quite the pleasure. All right, bye.
Bye, guys.